Hello. Hello. Oh, we cannot hear the drama lamb with the cheese, egg, and ham. Why can't we do?
Hello.
Oh, we can. There we go.
Yeah, I was just watching the thing so I'd appear, and there we go. It functions. This is good.
Why is my game so loud? Hold on. There we go. Wait. Hold on. I've got to change the setting on my Go XLR. That's what's happened. I was wondering why everything was so loud all the time. And that's the reason why. Ah, that's why, yeah. Okay. 2 seconds.
Hey, guys. Well, I'm not bad, Mr. Lewis. I'm not bad. Happy Sunday to you guys as well. I won't be playing today. I will be on stream and answering questions where possible. But I'm actually coding in the background, finishing up the collision avoidance. It's been a much larger task than hoped. I went through about 4 different algorithms. One I was quite happy with, but as soon as I had more units, it just kind of like fell apart. So I've gone the one I wanted to avoid the most, which is the most work, which is basically doing a secondary pathfinder for collision avoidance. It's the most, how would I say, the most certain, the result, but the most painful as well, so.
How you doing, Lewis? How you doing, Curry? How you doing, Cryon? How you doing, Golanx? Hello. How you doing, Matrico? Hello, mate. How are you all doing today? Actually, I think I'm live on Twitch as well. I totally forgot I actually hit the live button there. Not the platform I normally go to nowadays. But yes, I will... Dog's barking outside. I will be playing on Prime Battalion. Sorry, my brain just went on a really funny fart just then. And Dramalam will be in the background answering your questions because he is a very busy man. So
yes.
Expect super sweaty gameplays. Nah, not really. You know what I'm like. I'm gonna crash the first instance I join a game. How you doing, Despotito? How you doing, mate? Sorry, I was opening my... Oh my god. English. Opening my Twitch chat. There you go. Got it there in the end. How you doing, Zawid?
Hey. Yeah, Mr. Golanx, hopefully, Big Monday patch. Like, I don't mean into main branch, into a beta. But yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. Like, I might be able to show it a little bit later if people are interested, but right now it's just kind of like a rudimentary. Well, not rudimentary, like this 4th algorithm is a bit, like, I've got it in, not finished, but just debugging it. And no, Lucho, it's not expensive. That's exactly why I chose the solution. Basically, right now, what it does is the unit kind of creates a grid around it, gets unit obstacles and puts it into that grid, and then it tries to pathfind through that grid. So that's what I'm finishing up, and I'll just have to make sure that it works well.
What is the server name?
Yeah.
This server name is something else. CF3E58-BD2D-4709-B550, and then a bunch of other stuff server.
What the hell?
I think all I need to say to that is just, okay. That's someone's player ID, right?
I don't know, man. No, I don't think so. No, a player ID. No, that's not a player ID. I mean, I'm always inclined to say that's... Wait. Ugh. Some automatic generated name. No idea. Right.
Oh.
And yeah, sure, I'll show it later. I just want to kind of like right now, if I showed it, you'd see a graph, and you'd see the unit run into it because I'm in the middle of using the new algorithm, so the unit is ignoring everything because I'm just generating the data, and seeing if the data is valid, and then I will go and use the actual the actual path that's generated. But right now, I need to actually make sure the data that it generates is good. The impressive thing is that this Pathfinder, it's not my solution, by the way, the Pathfinder itself. Yeah, I found a third-party solution for the for like another A-star solution, but it's ultra quick, which is really good. It's just a grid-based one, which is just enough for obstacle avoidance. On a 16 by 16 grid, which is tiny, it does really well. So we'll see what it does a little bit later on.
Splendid gentleman.
Harvester under attack. Our base is under attack.
Hello. Keep shooting. Middle one.
Alrighty, why the hell is this generating garbage?
I told you it would be the first thing I do. I told you guys it would be the first thing I did.
Harvester under attack.
I tried to do my dismount one tick, get back into a vehicle, but I ended up really overshooting it and dying. A very horrible death. So,
Shit.
yes.
Yes, hopefully. If everything goes well, then indeed harvest and mating season will be over.
How could you, Dram? How could you?
How could I indeed? No, I just need to make sure that what's it called? There's like right now I'm at the point of where I generate the 16 by 16 grid, and now I need to query the nav mesh through that 16 by 16 grid to ensure that the nav mesh is valid in those locations, so that I can actually pathfind through it, right? So it doesn't tell you to pathfind. Oh yeah, just pathfind into a cliff. So you got the pathfinding, the long range pathfinding, short range pathfinding, and then obstacle avoidance pathfinding. That's what I'm working on right now. And I went. This is the, like I said, this is the fourth solution. Lycan, did you just flip a gunship?
I asked it to land, so it decided to land on the tank, and then I went in it and it flipped over.
Our base is under attack.
Yeah, I'll have to make a solution for that specifically, just for you, just for you.
I don't think they can produce any units, they don't have a nest.
Just for me, yeah. I always tend to find a way. But I always find a way to get it back on, you know, rewrited. I don't think this tank is helping me though, so I need to kind of get away from it. Because I can rock it if I go from left to right, but the tank is literally in the way, so I've got to push him over a little bit. That's it. There we go. That's it, Mr. Tank. Right.
I understand what you're saying. It's hard to push. Pushing is hard.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I can't. Hold on.
Under attack.
Wait. There's a way.
Structure lost.
This is going to be my gameplay for the next half hour, right? Why can I not get in the tank?
Format with a harvest.
Why can I get in the tank?
Basic units if
Hello?
the queen is out.
There we go.
Yeah, there should be.
I'm doing vision of the base. Hold on.
Okay.
But if they have queued
Our
up.
base
That was
is under
weird.
attack.
How you doing, John?
Why could you not get into the tank? That use icon should have appeared much earlier.
Yeah, I think it was. There we go. I think it was interfering with the piloting UI instead, right? So if I landed next to it,
Our base is under
so if I see what happened if I land next to it.
It shouldn't, because it should. I mean, there can be multiple over each other that are fine, and it'll just show you the closest one.
It's doing it
So
now.
that's a different issue.
But if I look at it where it's slightly away.
Oh, I think I might know actually.
Oh.
They have no attack in the back.
I think I might know. No, actually, no. No, never mind.
Our base is under attack.
Any questions to the community? Is asking. Lewis is saying, not at the moment. Once I have the AI pathfinding in, then yes. Oh, like more specifically the collision avoidance. Then there will be more questions. But right now, I do not have any questions because I know exactly what needs to be done. So. Because my question would be, you know, what is torturing you guys the most? But I know exactly what it is, so it's fine.
Low, very low. Our base is under attack.
Adding recoil. Maybe if you more like specify exactly what you mean. If you mean like muzzle climb, then yes, that's planned. Like I want generally like the weapon mechanic to be a bit better. Yeah, right now there's no like when you're shooting, there's no camera animation from it. There's only like just the camera shake, which is fine. But you know you want actual camera animation, especially when you're reloading. You want the camera kind of like to duck and give you a bit more of an impact feel.
Let's go.
Now it's ready.
Let's go.
Popping off.
Oh my god.
So are we talking visual recoil or
The two bomber push.
Well, I assume Lewis means like because the question is also what do you think about adding recoil to infantry? Now I assume that just means you know muzzle climb. So as you're shooting, the weapon kind of starts aiming more and more upwards, like in Counter Strike or anything else. And yeah, that's planned. I mean, you know, it's I wanna. I mean, you know, you go from the best, right? So that is the target end product, shall we say?
would you then
Like shooting and the gun spreads out upwards. Yes, exactly. That's muzzle climb. Yes, that's planned.
would you then reduce the spread of the weapons then? Because if you
Oh yeah,
have,
yeah. Because I mean, it's. I mean, I wouldn't like. It depends, right? I mean, if you're going full auto, then your weapon will start jumping all over the place.
yeah,
You want to be like. There are two ways to go with this, right? One is kind of like the full Counter-Strike route, where there is literally a kind of like a muzzle spread pattern. I'm not a fan of that because the reality is it's silly, right? That's not how it works, and that's not what I want here because then you have people which learn the exact pattern and then they will get you from like 300 meters, and that's not what you want. You want to like have a bit of a punishment for going full auto non-stop. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So or conversely, you want to reward the kind of burst fire, yeah, which is kind of what you should be going for with the infantry to a degree. So, yeah, definitely the initial shots should be more accurate. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so add some sort of visual recoil and then reduce the spread, but have it so you reward burst fire over like just unleashing full auto.
The worst spot on this map.
Southwest.
Alright. Gonna debug the current version.
No! Do a barrel roll.
Yeah, they're not the worst one.
I just front flipped the heavy quad and did no damage to myself. Yes. Oh, it's human v human.
Actually, I think, yeah, they are the worst one on this map.
Measure. Good on you. Good. Stop recording. There we go.
AI infantry is cracked aimbotting. Yeah, they are cracked. Like every Sunday, you can always tell I always dodge the AI when I'm the alien. I'm just like, yep, that's AI. I'm not going anywhere near them.
Enemy approaching.
Oh my god.
Our base is under attack.
I'm getting Naraka syndrome on Rift Basin at the minute. With the sand dunes.
First load of money incoming.
I have problem. Stuck in bunker.
What?
Enemy approaching.
That's the last thing I wanted. I thought I'd ever hear. I have problem. I'm stuck in bunker. Dram is very much contemplating Something he's done. I can tell.
No, I'm just I'm seeing it's generating 15 kilobytes of garbage,
Oh.
just retrieving a value from a dictionary, and I'm trying to contemplate how the fuck is that possible. Just the class.
I cannot place a refinery there.
Auto noding is going to be a godsend. It is, yeah.
Our base is under attack.
Data, get ready to ambush this heavy quad.
Enemy approaching. Our base is under attack.
Funny thing, as soon as I said that, he's reversing. Damn it, they heard me. Damn.
The money is coming.
Okay, nice.
Money.
Our base is under attack.
Sufficient in the south, but all my AI units are somewhere else. Outpost.
Zeph, I'll scout the patches over here for you quickly. I know Matter's walking the slow boy.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Our base is under attack.
No, that was not a good placement. Oh well.
Actually, a bunker there as well.
When is T2?
Almost.
Guys, everyone, like, get a heavy, and let's TP.
Alright.
Into the stuff. We're gonna TP to slide units. Be ready to get the heavy here.
I want to place a.
Apparently the Queen can open the door to the Queen compound and on Crimson Peak. Someone hid the Queen in there and it was concealed.
Where will we TP?
Wow.
To slide units. Slide units.
That is a great idea, actually. That will be fixed, of course.
Take heavy.
That's actually really good.
It is. It is.
We're gonna counter. Counter TP. Slide units, keep going south.
Structure lost.
Oh,
an,
here comes the heavies.
Ingenious idea. That's not exactly where you'd look for the Queen.
Our base is under attack.
Where the fuck did Davey go in?
Yeah, I see these heavies. They're slapping.
Oh my god.
He's gonna counter.
Approaching. Our base is under attack.
Sly should have moved to the
Wait, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be a real sneaky boy. There, we're gonna drop off the heavy quad. All right. We're gonna go for a joyride.
TP south. Why you?
The bunker and hard.
I've got a plan, but I'm not gonna publicly put it out there because they listen to me. They know. They sneaky.
Harvester under attack.
Yeah, Slayer, you should have moved down further south. Like we're walking here. We're fucking walking here against their heavies.
Our base is under attack.
Need more people to TP? Need more people TP?
Might wanna spawn some
This is torturous.
Under attack.
horseshoe.
We'll help Matter.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We'll get that TP first, and then I'm gonna go on my sneaky.
Base is under attack.
I think a lot of people are busy right now in the horseshoe.
Harvester under attack.
Nobody there is the queue.
Our base is under attack.
Get in the heavy instead.
I wanted to. Oh, okay,
Enemy
never mind. Yeah.
approaching.
Be sneak in. Yeah. Teleport me.
We just need DPS, man. We just need.
Harvester under attack.
That's the point.
Let's go, let's go.
Am I gonna make it? Or was the H gonna murder me? Oh no! Push me the opposite direction. No, I'm dead to it. Damn. Where am I? Oh, oh my god. Come on, I gotta make it. Tell me that wasn't friendly, was it? It wasn't. I killed him.
Our base is under
I
attack.
just realized we get to their headquarters from the south angle.
Harvester under attack. Our base is under attack.
Get the harps.
No.
Harvester under attack.
For some reason, my infantry units are not moving. They're all standing still.
Yeah, I
Right.
wasn't in the game before.
He's making
yeah,
he's
not
making
very-
triple bomber up there. He's making triple bomber up.
Okay. I'll make some extra anti-air for instance.
Yeah, make Flak is amazing at killing bombers. By the way.
I think we need to see some centaurs today.
Yeah, he's making 2 airports.
There's three. Where's the two?
Our base is under attack.
I don't know, I didn't see.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
Oh, there's two. Yeah, one's the heavy factor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Help me target this harvester up here.
Our base is under attack.
I'm making a rocket truck further south so you can shoot at the HQ.
Our base is under attack. Our base is under attack.
Oh, caught in 4K, Mr. Titties. Oh.
And you bet that infantry is heavy.
Harvester.
He blew himself up midair. Oh my god.
Our base is under attack.
Unlucky son. No, they're TPing to me. They know.
Our base is under attack.
I need
Enemy
a
approaching.
driver for the rocket truck. It's almost done.
Our base is under attack.
Hopefully down there.
approaching. Our base is under attack.
Huge enemy Tiddy tried to trick shot me with the hover bike dram. He jumped
Sorry?
off the hover huge anime titties wanted to like trick shot me with the hover bike by jumping off it with a heavy.
Ah.
He jumped off and the hover bike got in his way and he blew himself up midair. It was great.
Our base is under attack.
I cannot place my buildings after.
You know what? Where am I? Oh, I'm actually miles away in this barracks.
Harvester under attack.
Great, switch over. Switch over from rifleman to
Our
heavy
base
sniper.
is under attack.
Bomber is out.
Bombers coming out.
They got our
Osama bin Gaming. Oh my god.
Harvester under attack.
Fighter's ready anyway.
Yeah, they got a rocket. They got a rocket. They own.
Our base is under attack.
I've not really been paying attention. I think
Structure lost.
Is there a clip functionality anymore on YouTube? I know it was gone for a while. Is it back yet?
Heavy.
Yeah, they got it.
Did we win? Or did we lose?
Yeah,
Oh, we lost. Oh, we lost.
Yeah.
Shit.
We lost. HQ snipe from across the map.
How to get sniped?
Rocket truck.
Ah. Yeah, Lewis is right. The build area will be only around the HQ for the humans. And they'll be able to build, of course, multiple HQs, as they can now, but the idea is...
I felt pretty fucking proud of that.
Shit, what was I going to say?
was no plan.
Oh, yes.
It was literally just rocket.
The idea is that it's going to be important to have the aliens expand like that, not the humans. Because the humans spread like wildfire. And they shouldn't be doing that.
No. I still get my sausage. Yes, I got the sausage. Matter. It is written in the stars, sir.
Let's get some of that sweet matter.
You quite right there, Matter, mate. You sound like you're talking like a million miles an hour. Yo, how's it going? Hello. Splendid gentleman.
I feel like my sensitivity is so weird.
Oh, I got a nice sniper shot off on you like in last game.
Yes, I was trying to kill your research center. And then I caught Mr. Anime Titties doing a rocket jump and killed himself midair. It was great.
What was that?
I was screaming at my team to kill Lycan. Lycan hiding in the helipad.
Ah, there's Mr. Potter. Mr. Harvester Man.
Mr. Potter?
Yeah, CS Potter. I call Mr. Potter like as a Harry Potter. Mr. Potter, you are a wizard, Harry.
Potter?
Mr. Potter, you are a wizard, boy.
Enemy base found.
Dram, what do you think the Silica's MCV should be called?
Let's go. Yeah, another aliens, why not?
I mean, quite frankly, mobile construction vehicle. Yeah, true. It doesn't quite cut it for Silica, does it? I mean, we got, it's the headquarters, right? I mean, you could call it the mobile logistics vehicle, MLV. But how boring is that, right? MCV is just the most understandable. So, quite frankly, it's probably the most reasonable to go with, if there will be such a vehicle, right? Right? Still 100% sure of it.
More like,
An alien's home is where they lay their eggs.
The enemy approaches.
Which
the aliens aren't really natural. They're more like take care
Did I just
cares of something. you can see them all.
They're guardians, really.
Yeah,
They're
yeah, the
guardians.
guardians for that thing, and feeding it and stuff like that.
I wonder if there's like some right
Doo
up
doo.
on them, like
I got my sausage. I am so happy. Haven't been the sausage in a while. The sausage.
All the dooms is shaped so that we can move straight up into the base with medium creeps.
we should target the refinery, the south refinery altogether, because if we hit it.
Oh god, why do I have to make changes to this?
Good plan.
Ping it.
I'm on that.
What if?
Oh, he knows.
Refinery just
What if?
What if?
Sorry.
Because the way that the buildings are built, they're not built as in like from an MCV. They're more teleported in, right?
Stay in it here.
Or they're printed on land.
Hmm.
The heavy quad ticket.
What if instead of an MCV, it was a vehicle that sets up a beacon, which then calls in a HQ to be printed from like a cruiser in orbit?
Shit.
Where's my
I mean,
Battlestar Galactica?
Maybe. Ooh.
visual, like that's a visual thing, right?
Yeah.
Ultimately, the question is whether you have to move a certain vehicle from point A to point B, and that's what then you can build,
Yeah.
or whether you can just build straight at point B, but need to complete some other.
We don't got nearly enough turrets for that.
Yeah.
Because you showed us quite a while back ago now, that orbital teleportation device.
Yes.
One with like the sonic clap or sonic boom, wherever it was, where it comes through from orbit and then lands. Could that possibly be utilized in creating a HQ? Like the
Well,
initial
yeah.
HQ?
It could, yeah. It could indeed.
Like it would come through, and then it would land, and then the HQ construction will start. Or the HQ would build quite quickly because it'll be like the initial HQ placement or whatever. Or actually, no, will the initial HQ placement already be there at the start of the game, like normal? Oh, I've been shot in the bum.
Wait, say again? Say it
So
again?
so at the start of a round, will the HQ already be planted?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
man. There's,
so like
it'd be painful.
yeah.
Otherwise.
So this will be like every additional HQ built afterwards.
We'll be talking about only the ones afterwards, yeah.
Yeah.
I see Mikhail is here. Hello, Mikhail. He says, "What's up, Sigmas? What's risen?"
I do,
Oh, dear
Mikhail.
God.
Yes, that just thinking of it, that'd be pretty cool. Like you'd ask for new HQ deployment, and then teleport will initialize in orbit, cool down
Grail, please leave that unit.
the the like the package, which then lands, and then the HQ will build on that point. But I suppose the only issue that would be, it would announce it to everyone, right? Oh look, there's a giant teleport in orbit. Oh, someone's built a HQ.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like the cheapest, most subtle option is that you just be able to build it pretty much anywhere.
My fuckers, I need you to defend the base just for a second here. Jacob here.
But would have to, find the spot.
My streams are fucking leaving
It has to be like your control,
power bikes.
and then you can start building it. And it just takes a long time to build.
Yeah.
So it's very vulnerable during that time.
And then you need craft
That would be the kind of
kill the infantry
easiest,
here. Kill
you know?
infantry
Mm-hmm.
here. Play infantry.
I'm going.
And it wouldn't reveal your position or anything like that. I mean, we could also go with the kind of like approach of you can't build it anywhere. You can only build it in like potential start positions, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
you know. So that would also limit how many HQs and where you can actually expand to as well. And that would of course apply to the Queen as well. Like to the aliens. Would have to apply in the same way. Didn't want to do it that kind of a way, but you know, perhaps it might make sense. The thing with the MCV, I was really convinced I wanted it, but in retrospect, it complicates things maybe unnecessarily. But I mean, there you go, Lewis. There's your question to the community. MCV, yes or no? And if no, or if yes, why?
Yeah, no ships. Okay, thank you.
See, I've always been a fan of MCVs. It's just rooted in my, you know, Command and Conquer and that, right? And Dune also. It's just a Westwood thing that I've always had like in me. Like I like the, you know, MCV, the big heavy vehicle. You know, it constructs all other buildings around the base, etc. But I can see how it may not be a thing to have in Silica, or it may be a thing to have in Silica. It's all... There's a lot of like... It's a big hulking vehicle, and you've got the sands of Bolterus as well, so you've got to think of like... how... You've got to deploy it, and then you've got to move it, and then you've got to redeploy it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Versus just calling in a print of a HQ nearby, and then building off of that afterwards.
Firebites coming up. 2 firebites. Defend against the DP here. Marksman as well. I need crabs to fight. Just fight them.
Oh, that was close. Almost got him.
Oh, which streams though? Can you ping? Kill the echo. Nice.
How long until Dragonfly matter?
The Dragonfly service has been out for quite some time.
Send my way, please. I will murder everybody.
Kill this guy. Kill this guy.
Enemies in the south.
You got Granger with the sniper rifle from the south.
So Mr. Lucho is saying, I do like the idea of having to escort and protect the MCV. Sounds like a mission in and of itself.
Coming out now.
Can it repack or is it deployed permanently? Only deployed permanently. I'd avoid repacking for numerous reasons.
I need a player coming here to the right side.
At least for 1.0, you know, just would be way too complex. Gives a very interesting deploying team to defend and attacking team to find and attack. True, but the problem is that you wouldn't know it's being sent by the attacking team, so it's kind of like you'd either come across it or you wouldn't know about it. You know what I mean?
You want me to grab it? Yeah.
Objective.
What do you want it, Matt? You want me to harass them?
Oh, you mean so you mean Frankenheart that like when you deploy or when you start an MCV, like create one, that it would create an objective for the enemy team to kind of like to try and find it and eliminate it? Is that what you're saying?
Another one. Never mind.
To help
Behind you. DV. Behind you, mate.
Another firebite came. I don't know if firebite came. The firebite needs to harass. The firebite needs to harass. Don't firebite. Don't go into infantry line. Don't go into the infantry line. You need to go and harass outposts. Scouts that are scouted for outposts as well. Don't go into the main line like that. Don't go into the main base. Don't go into the main base. Here, I'm picking where you need to go. I'm picking where you're supposed to go.
Oh, I'll go around, Madder. There's like 10 infantrymen just sitting there way high ones.
Yes, just kill those infantry. Just kill those. Okay, don't kill on stacks of infantry. Let him spread those infantry out a little bit, but kill outpost. Kill outpost.
Zeph is taking a long way around. I'll try to stop him. And another is going. Hey, your shrimps are making a tango.
What'll be another way to expand? But you got MCV. You've got your current outpost system. What else do you reckon would be a good way to expand?
Okay, let's go one thing. The alien's nest would also have a build area, I think, to prevent building assist across the map in the first second of the match. Oh yeah. I mean, there's always going to be like a build area, but the idea is you wouldn't build like right now I'm leaning towards not building nodes; those would be built automatically, but rather you would build. You'd select where you want to build your structure, and based on the distance, that's how much it's going to cost. Something like this. There's still what I was hoping to already be playing with that by now, but yeah, oh well. But there needs to be a maximum limit, of course. Otherwise, you just kind of like build in like 5 places and let the thing just kind of like find everything. If you need to build another nest, you could even add some sort of intelligence mechanic to the game, allowing the teams to decipher, find information about the other team movements, allowing them to find out about deployment. Frankenheart, that sounds like an interesting idea, though I think it's realistically relatively small scale. Because I mean, you could send a scout near the enemy base and just hide him in the mountains, and that's your information, so to speak. You can kind of get live updates.
There's no real expansion matter, not yet anyway.
I would say the aliens should have a big build area, much more generous than the humans. Oh, 100%. In CNC, hello, Mr. Connect. In CNC 3, there is an MCV and a mobile, one-time placeable outpost. Fair. And hello, Mr. Cat. Hello.
They're pushing with commandos.
Our home is under attack.
We're running out of dragonflies in the nest.
Yeah, dragonflies are no good here. They're a really good sniper.
Yeah, I guess.
They're killing my. I need people to try to kill up north here.
Yeah, we need something better than a dragonfly. They're dropping us.
Yeah, no. That's not happened.
Maybe someone go with the hunter, yeah?
Where's Hunter?
If I die, I'll go with
Nest.
Lost.
Range Panther's got it.
How you doing, Francois? How you doing, Cad? How you doing, lads? Mr. Net?
Hey, Mr. Bliat.
The Bliat man. The Rock man.
Long day indeed.
Oh, you guys fucking saved. Good job. Actually, that's Hunter's a good idea, actually. If you fire, just try to stay alive. You don't have to push them into the map. Don't ever do that. You're wasting a firebug for now. Those outposts over here. Very important to kill those outposts.
There's a flak on that outpost.
Okay, don't push it.
Enemy base found.
Another coming up soon.
Bliat.
He's doing I know he's doing farmers.
No buggy pushes today, Mr. Bliat. No stress today, no stress.
PvP is the third one. He's taking it slow.
slow because of this infantry spam.
We got time.
That bee could kill off this flak.
Rage Panda, you ran
Okay.
right past one. It's behind you.
I think if we can just hold the expansion to the west and keep our front.
Yeah, I need
then
firebugs.
we'll-
I need firebugs to go over here on the west side. West side.
Ah.
At least one.
They
are pushing forward with the flying truck.
Excuse me.
Well.
Oh, it's time to say night to my little one. Night, night, sweetheart. You'll be with me tomorrow morning for a little bit, alright? Who's that up there? That is a Dramalam.
Two flag trucks.
Ah.
Okay, don't push. Don't push the flag. Don't push the flag.
She was like, who's that up there? It's like, that is Dramalam.
Still have the hunter somewhere. I think you can take on the flag.
I'm gonna make one soon.
Enemy got fighters in there.
Nice.
Oh, you got drop ships.
Firebug on the bomber and firebug on the bomber when if it gets close.
Two bombers coming up, man.
Yeah, and it's
You're
a
right.
bomb rush. It's a bomb rush. I had a feeling.
There's a flak defending them as well.
So I'll go for the
Okay, I'm getting the fighters in. I'm getting the fighters in.
I guess
I am fighting
we can
both
take
bombers
out
right
the
now,
bombers.
Robin, if you kill that flak on the hill, blow the
You
bombers.
don't need to kill the bomber. Just keep them off the base. Okay.
If we kill the flag first, we can easily get the bomber.
I am looking for the flag. I'm looking for the flag.
I marked it to your left, mate.
I'm making a hunter on the right side.
Go for that.
No worries.
Well,
Knecht's
hunters
coming.
coming up. Hunters coming.
No fear, the knecht is here.
Yeah. With some Bavarian beer. Ow.
He just went, ow, died instantly.
I
Our
got
flag
blood
is
beer.
down.
Gunships up as well.
I still need the dragonfly.
Holy
I still need the
shit,
fire
this
button left side. Left side. Don't push the bomb. Don't push the bomb. Don't push the bomb. You guys don't need to push the bombs.
Yeah, watch out, there's black pushing you guys. The commanders
Just keep them off. Just keep them off. Just keep them off. Don't push them. Don't push them. Don't push them.
Yeah, Lucho, I'm not 100% sure about that. Like, I did mention at one point, but I meant it more as a possible setting. Specifically talking about Louis saying. Dram also mentioned that FPS players will have somewhat more HP and deal more damage than the AI or something. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Only if it's necessary. But the idea is like still in either case it should be a server setting. One. Second thing, I think once we put in FPS commanding, that should be enough. So we'll see. We'll see.
The amount of infantry.
Yeah. The infantry on the very east ridge is insane, Mother. You will want to build maybe a lot of turrets to counter this infantry.
Yeah, we cannot push easily.
You don't have to push. You don't have to push. I need someone to kill this Russian.
Yes, the filer.
Can someone go up left side?
Yeah, we're not harassing there, just on the west indeed. If you have another firebug, I'll go take care of that.
Yeah, I don't have another. I need someone on left side with fire. Let's fight fire.
Only
Like, don't. You guys don't need to kill the bombers. Just keep them off our territory, and that's fine.
Got again ship.
Oh, this is painful.
Is Mr. Bliat in here? Is he playing today?
Indeed, he is. I'm not sure if he's playing actually. It'd be Bliatman.
Mada's talking
Yeah, he's not in there at the moment.
with his APMs.
Yeah, he's like 5 million miles an hour.
Our home is under attack. Our home is under attack.
Firebugs are on that fighter. Two of them.
Should be able to take care of that fighter. He's not as mobile as you are.
I'm making a hunter here. I guess the
It is Zep and the fighter.
Flight truck.
Seems like the flak trucks like one-shot dragonflies.
yeah, they do. I'm making a hunter against the flag truck. Don't push.
Got Zep.
Don't push.
Our home is under attack.
So back to the MC. Yes or no question.
Pretty close. Getting cheeky. You got money enough for some grab spam towards that flag.
Need someone to kill
Slides overshot it. Yeah, he's dead. I was gonna say he's out of reach for his flat truck.
Trying to get on top of that bomber. Alright, I'm on the bomber. Wow. Well done. Get him. Damn it.
Got a ton of infantry
I like
coming
that
from the
fight.
center too.
It's nice back and forth.
Our home is under attack.
Is that crab? Oh, the crab is on it. Yes, crab. And he died. The hunter's going for it as well. Hover MCV? That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Ah, France White Rain did it. Congratulations, mate. CB with bug legs.
MCV with bug legs.
Imagine having robotic bugs on the human team, and then you're fighting biotic bugs. Seems a little superfluous, slightly.
Well, they got a ton of infantry.
Bomber
coming.
coming for us. Connect.
There's also a turret going to build.
Got that.
You got any scorp for that infantry?
No.
Sorry.
You got me.
I am retired to crab. Sag.
3 shots.
Oh, this thing's injured.
The father's not really
Forager
great
under
against
attack.
infantry.
Forager lost.
No,
It's interesting.
infantry.
There we go.
Not really great against infantry. He's Scorpion.
That's true. Yeah, Scorpion, that's about it.
Forager lost.
At least I got the wisdom.
Is Mr. Bliedman in here? No, there is no Bliedman.
Yeah, 2 harvesters. It's good.
Do we have one Scorpion at the front somewhere? So I can get that.
Coming up.
Good.
Seth is coming for bombing run. I need some wasp or some.
No, the AI shredding me. AI with the Beamatron 6000.
Looks like you got dragonflies in that northern clump of stuff. With them crab. Got one dragonfly.
Dragonflies came up. Dragonflies came over there. It's gonna be a little bit too late though.
Our home is under attack.
No.
Stuff is bombing and stuff there.
Roof lost.
That's okay.
If you're a robo-bug. Imagine it.
Our home is under attack.
Dragonflies coming.
I try to find them.
They're literally on
My
the
ways to
way.
assist.
They're surface spawning.
Something sniping me from this far away. It's ridiculous. I'm way behind enemy lines. I'm getting hit.
I've got the testicle. I repeat, I've got the testicle.
Testiculo.
Left or right?
Okay.
The big testicola.
Put the testicle information.
The unbreakable formation, yeah?
Yes.
We must conjoin to two of them. Two bulls and a nice little army.
Southeast, we got shrimps long distance mining.
I'm just ignoring them.
Any news when we're gonna get auto noting?
Relevant. No. Relevant. Thank you.
There's a question in game. Any idea when we're going to get to auto noding?
That'd be fine, because it's later game that it
Oh, in game.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Well,
actually.
early January. Ideally, by the end of January / February, there'll be all the major features like AI and all the like the overhauled things done. Yeah.
We're starting to push mid-east. Can push up with them.
I underestimated how long planning all this would take.
Mhm.
There are certain things I cannot say, but yeah, like the good things I cannot say. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, auto noding, January-ish, give or take.
What can this big flying
Actually, that is a good point. Will I be on next Sunday? That is the 22nd.
Ooh, just before Crimbo.
I will not, because my parents are flying in that day from Australia. So.
End of January.
I vote Dr. Evil's rocket formation. Yes. Very good, very good.
So yeah, this is in fact last stream before Christmas shit.
It is.
How depressing. And then here I am programming. How boring is that, eh?
Surely you might have something to show us, right? Right? Surely.
Oh, no, I mean, there is something I can show, but it's just boring. Like from a player's perspective, it's just you see a grid with some fucking obstacles on there, and you look at a profiler which shows how things are running either good or like shit. And I'm optimizing, yeah, because I found, oh my god, sometimes it is easier to write shit yourself than use a third-party solution. The third-party solution is freaking awesome in almost every regard.
Hurry's trying to decipher what was said. What does the numbers mean, Mason? What do the numbers mean?
What the fuck just happened? Wait.
Get down the bomber.
Oh, thank fuck. Okay, never mind. I just scared the shit out of myself because, well, I'll send the picture to Lycan. And Lycan can share that if he wants. It's just an image from the editor.
Okay.
There's nothing special about it. Like, ignore the glowy bits on the vehicles. That's just so I know which ones I'm meant to watch. But in the bottom left, I just saw the mini map was completely broken. I was like, what the hell is going on? And it's actually just, yeah, because I got gizmos on. So it's a bit boring, isn't it? But anyway.
HQ at 5%.
That's DG.
Yeah, well played, everyone.
Collision.
So those glowing red things, that's just showing you... what's that showing you? That's just showing you the unit itself, is it?
When is the underground?
Yeah, that's just so I know which ones.
I think
That is just so I know. Sorry. The glowing red shit is just so I know which ones have the collision avoidance component on them for now. Because I've only limited it so I have so it's easy for me to test shit.
Bombas are the new air tank.
I am ready.
How do you like our air tank?
What the fuck? Okay.
Oh, bombers.
That is impossible that it does not take any resources.
The fucking hover bikes are so annoying to deal with. Honestly.
Yeah. Teleports
Like
in the
people,
hover
like
box is
it
too
was
much.
literally a swarm outside. Like
I have broken it.
That's what I told everybody to
Yes,
travel
no.
strips so they pack.
Sorry, thinking out loud.
Trying to ruin your eco. Oh yeah, alright.
He's broken again.
Now it's a fucking party.
It is inevitable in some cases.
No. You know what's gonna happen. You know I'm gonna have to do Mr. Necht. You know it's happening.
Pizza man.
Hello.
I'm not. Oh god. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to the map. Don't you worry. Necht, move me over, sir.
Open up the map quick so you get the quick talk.
Oh.
Oh, Drums found someone again.
No, it's all good. I was just looking for where my thing was. Why are you generating so much garbage? Oh, because you're logging to console. Of course, I'm an idiot. Okay, never mind. Forget what I said. Pretend I never said anything.
Yeah.
Yet. That was what I was worried about.
Do I need to place the refinery founded? Rage Panda is exactly on top of it.
Run, Rage.
No, go. It was a fun match yesterday, Rage, and so it was really a pleasure.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Right. Where am I on the map? I'm not on the map. That's the question. I'm nowhere near. I'm off map. Right. There we go. Okay. Here we go. I'll press this, then I'll go this, and then I gotta do this, and then done. Right.
He tried to get the humans. He's just trying to get back.
You know.
Yes, I flew off map by mistake. Yeah, I was in free cam and I flew away, and I was trying to find the Seoul HQ. So I had to fly all the way back.
Got lost.
We gonna have 3 Harvey drivers?
I'm hopping the first one.
I can get lost on the Great Erg.
What? What the fuck?
Like it's 50 fires and 50 defilers. Yeah, okay, I'll just go do that right now. Oh, imagine.
Shit.
Ah, Mr. Potter's taking that one.
Yeah, what else would I do?
Makes me laugh every time. He's Mr. Harvester Man. He's like Mr. Potter reminds me of the original Command and Conquer Harvester, yeah? Like, yeah, just out in the Tiberian fields again. Yeah, same old, same old.
First load's about to come in.
Good stuff.
Driving is a Claw makes me want to play Dukes of Hazzard.
Is Rage Panda getting in the harvester? Is he getting in?
Sand dudes might get me, but the bugs never will.
Yeah, he is.
Unless it's 100.
The beautiful green. And blue. Don't forget the blue. Blue Tiberian's worth more.
Wait, no. Wait, yes. Never mind. Forget what I said.
Well, the Tiberian.
Yes. Tiberian. Never mind. Never mind.
Right, what can I do? No barracks just yet. It is coming up though, so I might just wait for the barracks. It is there.
Well, I fixed my garbage problem, but now it still only takes 2.43 milliseconds to freaking... check.
I just got a flashback of driving a stealth tank in Renegade. Yes, them blasted stealth tanks.
No.
I don't know what's worse in Renegade. The moment you arrive at the enemy base, you get instantly obelisked to the face, or you get instantly turreted to the face by the advanced turret.
Loads of money rolling in.
Or the fact your harvester would get annihilated, and then you get a new harvester, then it would instantly get annihilated again.
Siberian Sun was still the best.
Yes.
Tempest Rising will be out in, what was it, March? Oh, nice. Next year.
Ah, yes, the Obelisk of Light. Yep. First time I saw that was as GDI. And when I drove past it, and it suddenly turned and goes... Yeah.
Just deleted from existence. Erased.
Golank's beta branch is the same at the moment.
Tell you what, the Tiberian Sun version of Renegade that's being developed is looking quite nice. Looking quite nice. All the trailers and stuff they've been given out. I need to check if there's actually if they've announced a release date or anything like that for it. Can someone link you a video? Firestorm Renegade. It's not a mod. Well, technically it's a mod, but it's fully being like fleshed out, and it's part of its own launcher along with the current Renegade stuff. Because technically Renegade is a abandonware, because EA just has nothing to do with it anymore. So a team has took it up on them to bring it back, and they've also started. They're very, very far into development of a Firestorm portion of it. Ah, Le Worm.
Le Worm.
Le Worm. It's just called Renegade Firestorm, I believe. Oh, I may have killed a worm and called in a great worm. Whoops.
Our base is under attack.
Listen here, Sly. Listen here, mate. All you need to do is leave the silo alone. He jumped on me and killed me. Well, I got him. Yeah, they're still working on it. I need to get up to date with it again, because it's been a while since I've seen the last update on it. So it'd be nice to have a look again. You can't believe how the last Command & Conquer was a mobile game? I can believe it, because it's EA. Gonna throw EA some shade there.
He probably just doesn't want us driving those harvesters.
Another outpost up north.
Yes, I'm not EA's biggest fan at the moment, I'd probably say. Due to multiple reasons, which include Battlefield, and Command & Conquer, and Dune.
Yeah, so we can stop them later.
Actually, is Dune licensing being sold off to someone else now?
Some have been gaming.
Right?
Say again?
Dune's licensing, because it was like originally a Westwood strategy title. It's been sold off because there's games of Dune being made by.
Oh no, the way that works is so the Dune like I forget who, Warner Brothers? No, not Warner Brothers. Someone owns the rights to create the to create Dune games.
Yeah.
And or it could just be actually Herbert, like Herbert family, whatever the company. I forgot the name of it. But I know for Dune 1 and 2, I think there was someone bought the rights to use it for a time. They had a limited license. And they commissioned at 2 places to make a game. They forgot to tell the first one that they don't want that, and that's why we got Dune 1 and 2, in fact. Because they actually, the first one, like Dune 1, the adventure game, or I think it was maybe the Dune 2, in fact, that was not wanted, ironically. Obviously, both were actually quite successful, but Dune 2 obviously, defined genre. And then the rights to those Dune games, I think went to EA for a while, and I believe they went back to the Herbert family. But now they commissioned Funcom to make 3 games. There was Dune Spice Wars, then there was that other Dune one, and then Dune Awakening, the MMO.
Yeah. Yeah, I played a little bit of Spice Wars, but it wasn't really my. It wasn't really my cup of tea when it comes to a strategy title. I don't know why. I think it's just the Dune setting itself. It was more like Civilization in that way, but with real-time aspects.
It was a 4X. It wasn't.
Yeah. That's just me coming from my Command & Conquer roots again, like wanting something a bit similar. But obviously, games do move on, don't they? So it's understandable. I may play it again at some point. I may like it, but I didn't like my first initial play of it, and that's just because it's not really a type of game that I really play like that.
Man, I have so many crabs eating my outposts.
There's a game called Nuclear Strike, and they haven't. It's so good. Nuclear Strike. I have heard of that. Nuclear Strike. One thing I've got to say though is it's kind of like approaching the golden age of strategy again. I've noticed there's been a ton of like RTSs that have been announced or are on the way. It's like RTSs have come into light once again, because there was quite a dry patch for a while.
This is true.
It was just like battle royales and first-person shooters for a good few years. But now strategy games are beginning to rise up again, which is always nice to see.
It comes in kind of these waves.
Yes, we've got Tempest Rising next year, which is like pretty much you might as well just call it Command & Conquer, because it is what it is in the end.
Yeah, Francois, exactly. No one told the other studio to stop making it, so they continued. And we had 2 games. I mean, I'm not complaining. I enjoy both.
this great worm. He's kind of like on me, but he's not on me, and I just really want to kill him, but he just won't come out, but he keeps chasing me and it's making me scared, so I keep driving away from it. Dwarf? Isn't it Dwarf? D-O-R-F? Dwarf? Or were you saying another game there, Curry? Because I'm pretty sure it's Dwarf. It's made on the it's made on one of the Command & Conquer engines. The Tiberian engine, I think, which is also the Red Alert 2 engine. They're both the same engine. Yeah, Dwarf. Yeah, that looks cool.
Yes, I can't see it.
Enemy base located.
Yeah, I've spent all this time in a light armored car trying to kill a worm, and we're on aircraft and we've probably got heavy factories up already, and I'm just here with this worm. I might just grab an aircraft because I don't think this worm's going to come out anytime soon.
Our base is under attack. Harvester under attack.
No worries, Mr. Bliat.
You again.
Catch you later, sir. Enjoy your little sleep. So there could be much of that in the future? Yeah, pretty much it is. Except for, instead of just pure strategy, we get a bit of strategy and on-the-ground action.
Our base is under attack.
Very kind of you to say, Mr. BJR.
Enemy base located.
BJR 86. And Francois, take care, dude.
Our base is under attack.
Oh, they got a bunch of Goliaths.
The alien's asking to spawn a bunch of hostile colossi to attack them.
Kind of what it sounds like. I mean, we should give them that.
Our base is under attack.
RTS news? Yeah, I know he does cover Silica. Like when he hears news, it's always on there. But he's also got those other games as well. So I do keep an eye out for his stuff as well, just to see if there's any new RTSs coming up.
Do we have a gunship already? Yeah, we have a gunship. Like
Our base is under attack.
Well, I seem to have accidentally fixed a memory leak.
Ooh, that's always good.
I don't know how big it is, to be honest, but minor. But nevertheless,
Our base is under attack.
always
Any fix is a good fix.
Any fix is a good fix indeed. I mean, when we're talking about a server running for hours on end, then yeah,
Can you put a couple of
you know,
there just to keep them busy?
you mean
it makes a difference.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious how long he's gonna.
Like a minus now, but maybe modders can make mechs or other Unity modders think they can have cool in the future. Mechs is discussed quite a lot, and I don't know how Dram feels still at the moment, but you was thinking about putting mechs in eventually, when you Dram?
Well, I'm not entirely against mechs, but I'm not because I loved, for example, Mech Warrior. I loved Heavy Gear. Yeah, if you guys played Heavy Gear 2, I loved that game. Especially that was a fantastic game. Very old now, but I love that game. So I'm not against mechs, but the problem is like adding it in. Well, if they're small, human size, then you can kind of get away with, like, you know, let's say double human size. In which case that's the size of the Exo in Natural Selection 2. Then yeah, you could get away with not sorting the legs all that much. But as soon as you do large mechs, yeah, you're gonna really have to go into like the full apeshit controller. Yeah. Ideally, you'd handle balancing and all this. So if you ram it with like an alien, it'll just kind of like fall over, and then has to be able to get up. And oh my god, basically you're playing DARPA at that moment. You know. I mean, right now it's irony, right? It's like, when you look at riding collision avoidance and all this kind of stuff, you are literally doing what automaker industries need to deal with. You know, where you got limitations of how fast the vehicle can move, turn, and all this kind of stuff. And you're doing it in a game, and you do it in almost every game, and it's just, Anyway. I will stop complaining, but long story short, I'm not against mechs. I'm not against them, like literally, I just don't think it really fits in with Silica. But, because, you know, you got, like, what advantage does a mech give that a vehicle does not? You know? They're cool is a good word, but, you know.
I will try and turn up my mic, Mr. Golax.
Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me.
Sorry. Windows always just tends to turn down the microphone for whatever reason.
Hold on.
Yeah. Alright, Lycan, please get ready for pain, okay?
Oh god.
Is this okay? Is it okay? Is it too much?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, because Windows turned it slowly down to 54%. Why the fuck not? I didn't touch it. Broadcast down to 70%. Like, I didn't even touch these numbers. Why does it keep slowly decrementing the volume levels on all microphones? Why, oh why does it do it? Anyway, awesome, good to hear. Dram should do some sexy voice ASMR.
Why do you say that? Frankenart.
And it should be about the alien queen. Oh boy.
The Queen. Tentacles. Actually, you know what? I'll stop there.
What do you want? Where?
Barracks there, just so that we can get something to keep them off me, because I'm gonna missile truck. Our base is under attack.
Where's the barracks fuel? Okay. What?
Oh, surrendered.
It would have basically been so they could keep stuff off me.
Lycan is in deep concentration.
I am. My brain is in the game. That sounds good.
Well, I had hoped that I would be able to work in this little thingo-dingo, but it is too much, it appears. It's okay. It's okay. I find the way.
Yeah, last week was a 2-hour match. It was literally the whole stream. It was just one match. Oh, this is a map I've not seen in a while. Hello. Monument Valley. Nice to see you.
Monument. Oh, bloody hell. I would
it has been a while.
Love to play. Alas, alack, it is so.
Gonna go with the Humies again. Because last game was kind of like I went from infantryman to light armored car to gunship, and then the game ended. You are now alien human alien.
Okay. If you think about it, actually the humans are the aliens. The aliens
Yes.
are the locals.
The native life is the alien, and we are the invading alien species. Speaking of aliens, Mr. Dramalam,
Yo.
When are we going to have Alien versus Alien?
Well, that is a good question. I will be very honest, it's not high priority, but I mean, technically speaking, there's nothing particularly stopping it. I would say as soon as the UI is overhauled.
Okay.
Because it's just a pain in the ass. Then I'd have to add another like, you know, aliens versus aliens or whatever the fuck button, and it's just, you know, just going down that road is painful. Rather, that needs to change so you can select or you know.
What about...
There needs to be a better way of selecting that, basically.
What about as a temporary, given the wildlife's ability to harvest and store material, resources?
Say again?
Ability to give the wildlife faction the ability to harvest and store resources. Because then I could manually create an alien faction without the need of having an alien faction, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, it can potentially break a lot of shit. I mean, look, not before the new year, because the thing is, if I put that, then it's gonna start. It adds another calculation layer to the AI, which it doesn't really need at the moment. Like, so I don't want to, like, it's dangerous. It's a dangerous change. So let's just leave it to the new year. Like right now, it would be a bad idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could put it into a beta.
Yeah, because we did have a taste of Alien versus Alien when I created the wildlife faction into an alien faction. I had to give them resources because the shrimp would go to collect the resources and they would go back to deliver it, but it wouldn't store. So the shrimp was working as intended, but just had nowhere to put the biotics. So I had to give the wildlife faction money, and then there was just Alien versus Alien at that point. I put a Soul HQ in the sky somewhere and left it there.
Ah, fair enough. Well, I mean, like I said, it's something like I don't want to, you know, because I mean, I'll put it this way, yeah, it's kind of balls to the walls with the amount of work to do before release. So this is stuff which is just like zero priority, you know what I mean? But it will just make more sense once the UI is overhauled. Then it's going to be much simpler to do these kind of changes. Just now, it's just not a good idea.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, man.
Maybe that's what I'll do next week for the guys just before Christmas. Is I'll host a server and I'll do the wildlife alien thing and let them go at it as Alien versus Alien for a few games.
Yeah, I mean, actually, what would happen? Nah, because they have to have a different resource. Surely. Because there's a lot of like optimizations I do there to try and avoid multiple teams and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
There needs to be an elegant way. Ideally, because I mean, eventually there won't be a wildlife faction. In fact.
Yeah.
Because worms will go under aliens.
I'd assume you just use the wildlife faction there at the moment and just convert it into, say, Alien 2 or whatever.
Oh, no. I wouldn't. I'd delete it, and there'd be only the 3 factions. But there would be the possibility to duplicate them on demand, you know.
Right, okay.
Which is kind of what you want. You want 3 definitions, because you don't want to have, like, 6 or, 12 or whatever. Imagine if you did soul versus soul versus soul. Or aliens versus aliens versus aliens, and you kind of, But we want a Christmas present, Dram. Well, this is true. I want a Christmas present as well.
I'm going to give Dram a Christmas present next week, and don't take it out of context. I know what you guys are like.
I'm not flying to the UK.
Yes, it is not a physical present. It's going to be in the form of me finding bugs. No, I'm joking. Breaking his game again. just before Christmas, so he gets to have a holiday of stress. No, I'm joking. But it's very true. Hello, Mr. Golangs. Bye, Golangs.
Oh, so how far along is the UI rework? Well, that's a very good question. Currently, we're basically finishing up, or the person working on it is finishing up the RTS for humans. So we've got the FPS for humans pretty much done, and they're finishing up on the RTS for humans. And then it's going to be much quicker to hop onto the aliens and stuff, so... And then, of course, there's the entire map, and, all the menus and stuff, that'll come eventually, but these are the most important. So, I'd say, at this point, roughly speaking, we're about, what, 35–40%? Mr. Cornholio, hello. Wait, gotta do ASMR for him.
Hello, Mr. Cornholio.
Hello, Mr. Cornhole.
Oh, Springbok. What's up, Springbok, man?
Ah, Mr. Spring. Hello, sir.
Springbok.
I hear noises outside. It's making me anxious. But I'm also doing donuts around the Golanks. The Crabbington.
Not bad, Mrs. Springbok. I'm still finishing Clean Voidance. But my evening is well.
Wait, is it a new month? Can I gift memberships, or have I already done that? I can't remember if I have or not. Golanks thought I looked away. I didn't, sir. I baited you. Get you baited.
That was actually pretty nice.
How you doing, Cabs?
Thanks, Caps. And Mr. Springbok is doing an epic job on the map he's working on. Which, if I don't fuck things up with the collision avoidance, then we may see. But it's
I will just double check just in case, Lewis. But yeah, I think you're right.
Our base is under attack. Enemy base located.
Oh, I don't want to crash into a wall.
Someone code the sea spotter. I need to expand.
Harvester under attack.
You're gonna hear the stream for a second, I think. There we go. We mute it. Gifting.
Harvester under attack.
Yeah, I have. Nicely done. You have gifted all 10 of your memberships for the month.
Structure lost.
Yeah, so next week, because it's the 22nd, I believe. Yep, so 22nd. So when is the one after that, actually? So we've got the 22nd, and then we've got the 29th, which is fine. So on the 22nd, I will host a server, and I will set up Alien versus Alien. Just for you guys.
What? You going to do Aliens versus Aliens?
Yes, I'm going to have to pull a few guys into the wildlife team, and then I will give the wildlife guys a certain amount of cash, and then I'll just let them go nuts with the nest in commander mode.
Okay. Oh man, I hate you, Lycan. I really hate you. So you just got my brain reeling. So I was thinking about if I remove from the team the defined usable resource, and it was just gotten from the base structure you create or the base units you have, then But you could technically just use any team.
So I could technically spawn a nest for Soul.
Yes. And they would start functioning. But it's not that simple. Problem. That's why I don't dive into it too much.
Oh no, what have I done to Dram? What have I done to him? I've done it again. I've done it again. I give Dram, I say these things and Dram goes, but I could do this,
Yeah, the eco doesn't appear on the map. That's purely because I specifically hide it, you know, because you don't want it to be on the map if it's not relevant for you, you know. But technically speaking, I could just show it if you've got the capability to harvest it, right?
Our base is under attack.
Because no, it's a bit more complex. Yeah, because then there's a construction tree.
Did I just kill that dragonfly from across that map that just sent?
For the new year.
Yes. I'll do my workarounds. I'll do my dodgy ways to let the guys at least, you know, go at it with each other for a day.
Of course, I can always be dodgy.
Yeah, so what I did last time was I created a Soul versus Alien. I then removed the HQ from the ground and chuck it in the sky somewhere. I then spawn in a wildlife nest, give them a ton of money, and then I'll just tell a few guys to move over to wildlife. Then I would lock the teams by locking cheats and just let them go at it with each other then, as Alien versus Alien.
Our base is under attack. Structure lost.
Oh.
Is it low again? Are you freaking serious? Why does it do this?
That's what I was laughing at. I was laughing at the mic being low situation again.
Yeah, it went back to... It goes down? What the fuck? Why?
that was some serious drop the bass moment from Drab just said, "Bow."
No, it literally does. It's like when I'm loud on the mic, it just goes down. If anyone knows, please, that's a good question, yeah? Freaking Windows. Lowering mic volume.
How you doing in Mind's Journey? How you doing, man? Please give headphone warning.
Sorry.
Oh. Does your headset have a wheel on it? It's dedicated microphone, I believe. That drum is a speaking through.
Yeah, it's a proper studio one.
XLR microphone.
You
is,
know what?
Is it a proper XLR microphone? Got a little box for it and everything?
No. It's just this. Oh, headphone warning. I need to test volume. So just, yeah, another headphone warning, and with the third... Oh, no, it's gone down.
What if Windows automatically doing it?
Why? I mean, why? Why does it do this?
What I can do...
What
I can do is this. Speak for me again a minute, Dram.
Blah, 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 blah.
It's right at the moment. If it goes quiet, what I might do is just try and turn you up. Because then you don't have to keep playing with it then.
I tried that, Cornholio. I exactly tried that. No matter what I did, it just kept going down. As soon as I'm talking too loud into it, it just goes... Boop, 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 boop.
Our base is under attack.
Hello, can you hear me now? Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have a scorpion attack.
Holy, okay.
I'm telling it like.
I thought it was a good idea.
Proximity chat.
Yeah, unfortunately not the culprit, man. It's some like it's literally. Yeah, it just keeps turning down the volume of this shit. Right. I'll try and turn it off for all of it. Yeah.
You need flak in the north, Mada is in the firebug.
Our base is under attack.
Like absolutely all of the things.
Oh, that was me.
I think the last time you tuned into the stream was back when flying vehicles were being introduced as a thought. Well, they are fully fledged in the game, and if you haven't seen any of the latest stuff, there's been quite a lot shown, quite a lot like announcement-wise. So Soul buildings, so totally different buildings for the Soul faction. We've had new maps, so we've got a map on Centaurus. We've had another map on Bolterus called the Moor. If you haven't seen Monument Valley, this is Monument Valley, which was the first of the newer maps introduced. There's been a wildlife introduction with the Great Worm and like the little tiny worm, but that may be subject to change, more than likely. Added to the alien faction instead. There is a cheeky little leak that Dram did 2 weeks ago in regarding to a tundra. So that's all I can say. Siege mode is also in the game, so there are 2 siege maps. So you got siege on Rift Basin, what's it called? The Brennan? Is it Brennan's? Is it Brennan?
Brennan's Chasm.
Brennan's Chasm. Chasm. My God, Chasm. Get there eventually.
Yes.
And then you got Centaurus, Crimson Peak. How you doing, Havoc?
Lycan.
Hello.
On Crimson Peak, it has not been released yet.
Are you joking me?
No, I'm not joking you.
Yeah, so disregard everything I just said. There is no such thing as Crimson Peak. It's just Centaurus, right?
No, Crimson Peak is out.
Oh, it is out.
Wait, what were you talking? No, you know, never mind. Forget I said anything. Like, Crimson Peak is out. Yes, it is out.
Yeah, I thought Centaurus map was out. Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
I thought I heard something else. Never mind.
Yeah, forget you heard anything, chat. Yeah. All right.
Gunship is ready.
Yeah, so we've got Centaurus, we've got the Moor, we've got Monument Valley, we've got Siege Map, which is Brennan Valley. Brennan Chasm, even, not Valley.
Brennan's Chasm.
Yeah, I had to doubt myself then. I was like, I swear we were playing Centaurus with everyone. Or did I just dream it?
There was a gunship. Can someone take the gunship and kill Hasha Slash?
What's Jammy Jam looking at? Scorpion. What was that unit? Which unit? What, the one jumping off the cliff? That was the behemoth. The one I hit midair as he was falling down. So that's been changed actually. So the last behemoth you would have seen used to produce hives from its back and front, just from its front. That's now been changed. It's got like a. Chav's gonna hate me for saying this. It's got like a nice phallic object on the front of its carapace now.
The what? Oh, the behemoth.
Yes, the photon cannon. So it so if the Williamoth was born, all right.
I need someone to go for General Granger.
Looks like a flower. Yes, that's right. It's a flower. It's just the way your brain works, you know. It's either it's either a flower or it's not a flower.
But yeah, Crimson Peak is on Centaurus, Cornholio,
Yes.
so that's Lycan is saying the truth.
Harvester under attack.
As if it's just scouting. One squid.
Do the construction cubes still instant kill?
Harvester under attack.
Does the builder ones do damage still, Dram? So the
Again?
construction animation like this right now with the rail tank, the builder ones still damage entities, doesn't it? So if you were to walk into it as a crab, it'll kill you.
It does damage to players from memory. It doesn't damage thing.
Under attack.
Okay.
AI.
And
being
human.
abused.
Yeah, and the human have hover bikes as well. Yeah. So the humans now have access to a hover bike, which is like a scout vehicle, which is this here, funny enough, and it just allows you to drive around the map, like all nice, all nice and happy.
All nice and happy.
Our base is under
How you doing, mate? How you doing, mate?
Follow me, dude. I'm pushing right up the right side border. It's fucking punching right into that fob.
Alright, let's go.
enemy approaching. Harvester
Good control
under
here,
attack. Our base is under attack.
Try and get that FOB.
So I was zooming in real time, put my head forward into the screen, so I could have a look at that Colossus from far away.
Mr. Colo.
Mr. Colo, Mr. Testicles.
Our base is under attack. Harvester under attack.
The testicles.
Very big bulbous testicles.
Harvester under attack.
Oh, there goes the harvester. Boom. Is there anything you want to tell us about the guys at Unity and the Silica Project, or any engine-related stuff you're excited about, Mr. Dramalam?
Oh, sorry. What is the question? Say again.
It's is there anything you could tell us about the guys at Unity and the Silica Project, or anything engine-related that you're excited about?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of it falls under NDA, but otherwise, the stuff that does not fall under NDA is you know, the stuff with Unity 6. It's looking pretty good. I mean, from just experimenting with like the Unity 6 thing, then nighttime performance is like double.
Harvester under attack.
You know, so the lights are significantly better, cheaper, right? Which is fantastic. So I'm looking forward to giving that like a proper try. I'm hoping to kind of like try move to Unity 6 next Friday, if possible. Like just internally, not like into a build.
Harvester under attack.
Maybe some time before that happens.
I was going to say, that's some move.
Under attack.
right before.
It is. No,
right
no, no,
before
hell no,
the
no, no,
holiday.
no. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, no, no. Please no. Please, for the love of God, no.
So full engine change before Christmas. It's okay, guys. You carry on. You play the game. Yeah, just don't worry about it.
Guys. Yeah, just give it a shot, mate.
Yeah, just don't worry about it. It's fine. Nothing's broken. No, yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Smile and nod. Smile and nod. So what's upcoming for release this month? Well, hopefully, if I'm literally right now, Mr. Cornholio, working on improving like the collision avoidance. I went through 3 different algorithms. I'm on a 4th that which is the one I wanted to avoid, which is basically using a secondary pathfinder, right? Which creates a dynamic grid around the unit. Puts all the obstacles into that, and then basically does another pathfind through that to kind of avoid. Yeah. I wanted to avoid it because it's just the biggest pain to kind of like to write, but now it's functioning relatively well. Now I'm just finishing it up, and then I need to like give it a proper thorough test. Yeah. There's certain edge cases where I know this can break in like really like these choke points where if you stop the first unit and all the units trying to like try to go through, they'll just keep trying to look for a way around, but they can't because they obviously can't. They won't be able to make it through. So this is the only situation where something like that can happen. But otherwise, like in general, it should work really good. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Our base is under attack.
Grok AI just became free to use. Goodbye, ChatGPT. Well, I mean, I question where all of them get their data. Yeah. But anyway.
Our base is under attack.
Also, any more thoughts on a potential Defiler second ability like a smoke screen? Yes, I want to do something like a smoke screen, but no time for it now. And same with the Colossus. It should have a secondary ability, both of those units. The secondary ability of the Defiler right now, which is just like whipping its arms, is just a little bit silly, and that won't be in there. The Colossus to explode, no. Just no. Not as a secondary ability. It's like you pay for all that stuff and then just go. That'd be a bit silly. Avoiding the avoidance. Yes, I have indeed, because the thing is like, so I've got A-star pathfinding and all that stuff in there, but it's obviously optimized for the graphs that are in there. It's not really made to kind of just be called without with a separate graph which is not ingrained in the world itself. So I couldn't use that solution, or I have to really bend it to kind of like do what I need, and that's just not a good idea. But I found a really super fast A-star algorithm, which is of course free to use, and it's very promising, because I mean I could write it myself, but it just takes like a bloody week to write, right? And it's just not worth it if you can find an already working solution, and it looks really good. And that's just literally just the pathfinding. Of course, I have to put together the grid and get all the obstacles in there and all this kind of stuff. So that's what I'm doing right now. And just from quick tests of putting it into the pathfinding grid, it looks like it takes like 0.001 milliseconds, which is perfect, right? So that's a tiny amount of stuff. So if there was 100 vehicles, it would still only take 0.1 milliseconds. That's not even a thousandth of a second. So that's really good so far. Yeah, that's just the actual pathfinding itself, but that's on a grid of 16 by 16. Yeah, so that's crap all. So I just need to go through it. Mr. Connect, that's a little bit different. Like the nav mesh calculation, this wouldn't replace the normal pathfinding. The normal pathfinding is really good. Right now, when everyone says, "Oh, Silica has shit pathfinding," Silica has pathfinding which is on par with the highest AAA games. It's just a standardized solution at this point, right? Basically using nav mesh, so a nav mesh instead of a navigation grid. When you have a navigation grid, there's certain limitations. Of course, you have, for example, caves. That's a problem where you can walk on top and walk underneath, so you can't use a navigation grid for that kind of stuff. But navigation mesh, what it does, or how that works, how it's generated, right? And it's literally just, if you think about a simplified model on top of what you can walk, right? Or like the AI, just information, this is where you can walk. And the way it's generated is you voxelize all colliders in the scene, right? Or if you change something or whatever. Voxelization just means that you take basically the world and you divide it into, let's say, I don't know, based on the cell size. In this case, let's say it's 1 meter, right? Sized cubes. So if you think about it, if there's a model with colliders, then like a collision mesh, then you have to break that up. Like when it's placed into the world, then you check, is this covering, let's say, I don't know, a certain amount of the cube, right? Of the given cube there. If it is, then you say this voxel is full, right? You continue, and so on. So you voxelize it. You generate. Think Minecraft. Yeah, you turn the world into Minecraft, basically, and then based on those voxels, those cubes. I mean, voxel of course indicates it's a point, but screw it, it's irrelevant. And based on those, you can basically assemble models, right? This navigation graph. So this is basically what all AAA games use, right? It's extremely efficient because you have limited, or you have very few nodes, based on like the triangles. Or they can be n-gons, but whatever. To kind of like cover the area. If you're using a navigation grid, then if you're covering an area which is, let's say, 200 by 200 meters, then there's a lot of individual cells that need to be in there. But when you're covering with a nav mesh, if it's a flat surface, it can literally be like a couple of polygons, right? So it's really quick to then go and check. Okay, where can I walk on this thing? It has its own limitations and so on. That's irrelevant, but. The Silica's problem isn't pathfinding, it's collision avoidance, which I've avoided implementing for the numerous reasons, because there was always something more important, right? Now it's, of course, the most critical point, because how vehicles crash into each other, that's not pathfinding, that's collision avoidance. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. And collision avoidance, it's, it's easy to do it in an expensive manner, right? I mean, if you're not really, if you're not worried about how much performance it takes, then yeah, I mean, I've done ages ago, right? Just do a million raycasts and find a better way out or around the vehicles. But that's just extremely expensive. It's just not tenable for when you have potentially 50 vehicles trying to avoid each other, right? So that's why I've left it for so much later, because there's just a lot of stuff that needs to be taken into account for it. And that's why, I mean, I bit the bullet now. Like I went back and reinvigorated my old solution, which I was not very happy with at the time. Basically at this point, I've just decided, all right, it's going to make the most sense to do the ideal situation, right? You just create a grid with dynamic obstacles, and then you'll say, all right, put those, you fill a grid, put all the vehicles and all the other moving stuff, because you don't need to worry about the non-moving stuff. That's already in the base navigation mesh. But this is just stuff which is dynamic around the vehicle, from the vehicle's perspective. And so you need to kind of like give it, okay, between these dynamic obstacles, you can travel through this way, because it's not enough to just kind of avoid, right? You can do Boyd behavior. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with Boyds, but basically that's like a flock. Yeah, if you have a flock of like birds, they kind of try and stay away from each other, but within a certain range of each other, and that works really nice. It's a very easy algorithm to write. But the problem is this doesn't work well if it's going into like small, thin areas, right? Because then they need to compress, go behind each other, and it becomes more complex. And I can't afford to do that solution, right? Plus, my units can't move anywhere, right? I have to kind of like, sometimes, I mean, if there's a vehicle going, like a wheeled vehicle going up to another one like this, it's going to have to actually turn and get around. So there's all these complex problems, plus it's all driven by physics. So that's why it's like, and not to like toot my own horn or anything like that, but doing collision avoidance for physics-based vehicles, with dynamic obstacles and stuff, and especially keeping it performant, is not an easy task. It's a pain in the ass, and that's, I mean, what can you do, right? Because otherwise you could kind of cheat. You could just have the vehicle rotate a little bit more than it should and whatnot, but I can't cheat here. You'd notice it very quick, and I don't want to do that. And that's why, basically, then you have to approach it like a car manufacturer would, right? How are you going to go around the obstacles which are ahead of you? Well, you're going to have to do basically just a pathfinding algorithm, you know, and that's ultimately the solution I did not want to do because it takes the most time to do. But, had to go down that road anyway.
That was a very long.
Sorry.
That was a very long answer. I was just sniping alien base components.
Okay, could you show us something similar to sonar? Could you have something? I'm not sure what you mean in a mind's journey. Do you mean like that you want something added, like that, or do you mean more like that? In fact, yes. What do you mean by that question? Mac version. Yes. That's a good point. Eventually, perhaps, but right now it's yeah, it represents a very small fraction of the people playing. We seem to have found other solutions. So, eventually, perhaps, but just yeah, definitely not before 1.0, man. I'll be very honest. The sonar I meant for obstacle avoidance. Well, that's the problem. That's the approach I did, right? I literally had it had a cone. The first initial algorithm I wrote was it had a cone, like a view cone, if you think about it, right? Where it would check the obstacles and it would get, you know, the distance from each of them. Kind of like you would do with a car, right? The problem with that solution is you can get into a situation which you cannot get out of. And sure, I may be overthinking this, but the problem is if you kind of like use that to go between two cars and then you get in somewhere, you can get into a cave, right? Because you cannot use the infinite distance because, you know, an infinite distance is going to be problematic because you can't avoid a car at, let's say, 50 meters when you're only worried about the ones that are around you right now. And so that's why I actually dumped that algorithm. I had that as the first implementation. But the problem was what would happen is, it would, sure, if there was like one car in front, it would beautifully go around, no problem. When there was two cars, like let's say car, and sometimes, yeah, it would go in between them. Sometimes it would go completely around them, and that's a problem, right? I mean, you don't want the car to always go around the other cars. But where it became a big problem was when you had a group of cars, and it would kind of get in between them, and then it would just get stuck. It wouldn't be able to kind of like worm its way out of it because there's just, you know, it doesn't have the information it needs. And so what you would have in a real car, like if you're doing it properly, is it would slowly build a map. Not necessarily, I don't want to speak on behalf of the car manufacturers because I don't know exactly what they do. But if you're talking about, let's say, you know, riding a robot which can make its way out of a maze, which is exactly this kind of situation, then you would generate a dynamic map, right? So you'd start off with nothing because you don't know anything. Or let's say just with the basics, just the static stuff, if you know that. And then you would add the obstacles which you need to avoid, right? The problem is these obstacles can move, so the map can change dynamically. And that's why it becomes a problem when you want to try and keep it up to date, right? And you know, I mean, that's one of the problems, I guess, with full self-driving. If a car is meant to kind of like make its way through traffic and stuff, you know, I can imagine it being able to navigate its way through like lanes and this kind of stuff. But as soon as there's a lot of dynamic obstacles, that's where this stuff becomes really complex. And yeah, I mean, in quotations, I can kind of cheat because, you know, with sonar you'd kind of see the vehicle in front of you, but you don't see the vehicle in front of that. With you know, sonar, of course, is just radar but using sound waves, basically, right? Sound and ranging. And you know, radio waves and ranging. But the thing is, what I'm doing is like, oh, what's the best solution? Is if you know where everything is, because then you can, like, you know, calculate a good path through all of it, right? And so what I'm doing is, and this is why A star is just the best for this. It's just like not necessarily A star, but you got Dijkstra's algorithm. You got A star, which is just the most effective. Then you got jump point pathfinding, blah 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 blah, whatever. They're all a derivative of Dijkstra's original or Dijkstra's or whatever algorithm, right? Long story short, it's just finding a way out of a maze. That's it, right? Long story short. And basically, if you know where everything is, then you can kind of just calculate the best path out of that kind of situation or through that situation. That's what I'm using here. And the thing is, what I need to do though, I need to calculate it dynamically on the fly and every half a second or quarter of a second, because as you're driving, those obstacles will move, right? And what I do, when I'm filling the map, I don't fill it with just this is the current position, but I put it, okay, you are, I don't know, 5 meters away from the vehicle. By the time you reach it, it will have moved from its current position, based on its speed, to a certain movement ahead, and you want to extrapolate it. So you don't want to go in front of another vehicle, right? That's stupid. So what you will do, you will take its current position, extrapolate it by how long it will take you, roughly speaking, to get there, and then plus some more position, like some more range in front of it, because you don't want to cut it off, right? Unless it's a lower priority vehicle. And this is where it becomes really complex, right? So collision avoidance in games is not an easy task. And you know, most RTSs just completely avoid it, and they can avoid it because they can have the vehicles drive through each other. They don't need to have vehicle-to-vehicle collision, unless it's with the enemy, for example, right? I do, because it's physics-based. It's all realistic physics. And sure, I could make them avoid each other, like just not collide with each other, but imagine if you saw a harvester drive through another harvester. It's immersion breaking as fuck. That's why it becomes so complex, because I cannot avoid that, and I have to physically simulate it. I can't rotate a vehicle to move wherever I want. No, I have to calculate, alright, what is the turning circle? You know, that's how I calculate all this stuff anyway. And I'm gonna have to do fucking 20 point turn to get out of that situation. So it becomes really complex. That's why I've just left it, because it was workable to play with at the beginning until everyone built like 50 cars, it worked fine. I mean, where I do accept people moving through each other is when, for example, a soldier gets stuck. They kind of like teleport through something. You can kind of see it from time to time. It actually happens relatively often, but you just don't see it. If you send, for example, soldiers to move through a crystal field, right? Just the crystals, the silica crystals, basically where Bolterium is. What you might notice is sometimes they'll get stuck for like 1/10 of a second. I think I have 150 milliseconds or so. Or 200 milliseconds, I forget, whatever. They get stuck for just a fraction of a second, and then they'll kind of like teleport through it to the next waypoint where they were going. I'm not sure if you guys have ever noticed that, but that's the way I solved that kind of a problem, because the reality is those characters are using exactly the same algorithm to move as you are, right? So what I do is I calculate a path, and then to go through that path, I literally calculate, alright, what kind of input do I need to give to rotate the character in the direction I need to? What kind of input do I need to give to move it? So it's literally, the AI is doing exactly as a player, WASD, and rotating the mouse, essentially, right? Obviously it's not actually not pressing keys, but it just calculates the input. But it's using the same thing. So there's advantages and disadvantages to this. Disadvantages, you can't cheat, right? Which means you have to do everything 100% correctly, except for, of course, these kind of situations where I can afford to do something a little bit cheaty-ish, where they kind of teleport through, because fixing that situation is really painful. And it's just easier to have them just go whoop, kind of teleport just that little bit. They don't go pop, yeah, but they kind of like slide to that position. And it's a better solution than having them just suddenly either try and move back and then look around where they can go, because you expect people to know what the hell they're doing, I mean, you're not going to try and squeeze through a place if you can see you can't physically fit. So, anyway, I'm going on a tangent. Oh shit, those are like a ton of questions, sorry. Got carried away.
I'm just in
interesting
full
stuff.
concentration mode.
No worries, man. Interesting stuff. So a pathing only from the unit's perspective, and I guess that not only avoiding others, but going to a point or where it could resume its original main pathing. Yeah, that's the idea. That's the ideal was just essentially to get it out of the potential collisions. It's literally just obstacle avoidance. It's to avoid running into obstacles. So I mean, it would just generate the grid around it, right? But not at all times. It only needs to check. Do I have anything around me? No, I don't need to worry about it. There's nothing to path. The only thing is I leave it to the default path finding, right? And I just try and make my way along that path. It's only when there's units around where you suddenly need to think about, wait a minute, I can't run into that other vehicle. I need to go around it. So that's where it starts creating this grid to kind of avoid those other vehicles. So this is mainly applicable when you've got a group of vehicles that you send together, you know, or you send one vehicle through a group of other vehicles. And of course, you know, I need to make an exception where it may actually want to ram something. So for example, you know, a vehicle may want to ram a crab, but it may not want to ram a Goliath, right? So there's these certain kind of things. Cornholio. Sadly, Mac games is never worth it. What is it? Barely 1% of people who buy the games. Yeah, that is of course another thing. This is true, but you know, I mean, if you can support it, it'd be nice. If it's easy to support it, fantastic. But I mean, I haven't looked into it. I'll be honest, I haven't looked into it just yet. That is what used to happen with the harvesters. Yeah, the harvesters, I mean, right now, like what you guys are playing right now, there is no collision avoidance. Yeah? I mean, aliens, they ram into each other, but that's fine. I mean, they're stupid crabs. That's one thing. And also because their colliders are purely spherical. What'll happen is they just kind of like drag across each other and just move past each other. It's not a problem. It's mainly the vehicles which, of course, have complex colliders. You know, so harvesters ramming into each other is of course the most noticeable because that's where most of your resources get slowed down, because the harvesters are passing each other like bang, and then they're fighting for a little while until one of them falls to the side, and then they get back up and off they go, right? Cornholio, leave me in my 1%. Harvesters don't see each other and all the time. Sounds like this sort of logic could have another use case, like for air traffic control. Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. The way I'm writing like the collision avoidance, it's going to be universal. For, of course, I'll enable it for certain vehicles, right? For the aliens, no need. If they can't like bump into each other, that's fine, because they have, like I said, they have spherical colliders which can easily kind of like get past each other, no problem. It's just literally just the human vehicles that are the problem. And I specify human vehicles, yeah. So infantry, no problem either, you know. Because they have basic collision avoidance. That was in since release, where if like a soldier runs into the back of another soldier, he will kind of like basically roll a dice, and it will either and moves back a little bit, but then rolls the dice whether he goes left or right, right? And this just generally means that the soldiers kind of like move past each other. It's not a problem at all. But yeah, the vehicles. Vehicles passing through each other would look super bad indeed. Yeah, it's just, you can't do that. You can't do that. Going into the avoidance again, could you not possibly tell them to avoid the fields in your case? They do. They do. The vehicles, like light vehicles, they do not, they literally have, the fields are cut out of their navigation mesh, so they will drive around the fields. The problem is when they get rammed into them or something like that, or a harvester will drive over the fields, and that's not a problem. You know, obviously the harvester needs to be able to. But the harvester going over a field is never a problem. It's just it's just when AI kind of like bump into each other and push each other into certain positions that can really break the AI. Game works great on Linux besides some small issues. Yeah, good to hear that, man. Superior humans, inferior Xenos, laughs in Imperium. Oh boy. And then that breaks down into two things as well, which is, you know, humans versus humans. Sol or Centauri? You know. Oh, righto, so I will try and finish this lovely, lovely thing. Ooh la la. Yeah, it's it can be quite painful at times, this, I will be honest. Yeah. AI can be the most fun and most painful thing. I mean, I was not looking forward to doing collision avoidance. I was not, because I knew it would be a pain in the ass. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to unit tactics. You know, especially infantry, because I really want to like make those feel good. Yeah, with air vehicles, it shouldn't be that difficult. Like having them kind of like, you know, do certain tactics. Yeah, that should be relatively simple, straightforward. It's just the infantry which need to act like, you know, you expect certain behavior from a human. You know. Oh yeah, 100%, 100% in a mind's journey, 100%. Once it's nailed, it will indeed be a weight off my shoulders. I mean, this has been the thing which has been plaguing me, and like, if you look at the Steam reviews, that's what most people say, the AI pathfinding is shit, because of course, most people say AI pathfinding, of course, includes collision avoidance, and that's perfectly fine, obviously, you know, you know, I differentiate it because I know where the work is, right? Because it's my job, right? But obviously, if you're just playing a game, well, you don't need to, like, saying AI pathfinding is shit. You're basically saying the way they are trying to avoid, like, move through the world is shit because they're running into each other. So it makes sense from that perspective. So I mean, those reviews are fair, you know, to be honest. But it is early access, and that's why, I mean, I wish I had like looked into this before release, but there was just no time. Honestly, there was no time. There was a certain license I had to uphold, a certain release date, and that's why it was released despite, you know, I mean, it could have, I think I could have spent a little bit more time. If I could have, I would have spent more time on it. But I'll be honest, also, when it was being released, I was nearing burnout as well. Alrighty, so now let's have a look how this goes. Ooh la la.
Where's the nearest light vehicle factory? Miles away. Here is it? Yeah, there's one there.
So,
gone back to get to my repairs.
Harvester under attack. Our base is under attack.
Everyone's asking for RTV, yeah. Wait, that nest has been killed, so there's a there's been a queen migration somewhere.
Our base is under attack. Harvester under attack. Our base is under attack.
That's a good question, Lewis.
Harvester under attack. Our base is under attack.
what did I miss? Ah. Well, from what I've seen since I'm back from when I used to watch more often, it seems you have done a really amazing job, and I can't wait to see the game yourself get recognition you deserve. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. I'm glad you do see the progress. I mean, there's still a lot which is kind of like almost finished, but no, it's not in yet. So there should be. I'm looking forward to release. Yeah, it should be a much more fun game to play at that time. But yeah, the AI just makes the biggest difference, and that's what really needs to be worked on. And it's just been taking much longer, or better said, I mean, I didn't get really a chance to work on it all that much. That's the reality of it. There was a lot of planning to do, a lot of stuff to go through and stuff, you know. So, I'm just looking forward to properly diving in, you know, to the unit tactics specifically. Lucho, were you nervous when Silica released into early access, and how do you feel now about the project and overall your developer career? And what are you looking forward to in the next years? Well, that's a good questions, Mr. Lewis. Very good questions. So, was I nervous? Well, I mean, it's not my first release. I mean, previously I worked on Armor 2 Operation Arrowhead from start to finish. Then I worked on Carrier Command
Die
Guy
matter.
mission from one third or so 1/4 of the way through to the end. That was crunch time, the whole thing. Then Take on Mars from start to finish. That was a really long crunch. And then some internal stuff which we couldn't release. Then there was Lucy, which was a VR project. Then Armor Forger until I started this basically, and then this. So I mean, to be honest, I wasn't really like nervous in like, oh, let's see what happens. It was more, it gets to the point when you work on something for quite some time, it's like, it's a relief, yeah, to finally get it out. You're like, you know, happen what happens. I definitely was 100% nervous when we were releasing Armor 2 Operation Arrowhead, because I was a junior dev at the time. Then Carrier Command, I was a mid-level dev. I was nervous about that one too. Take on Mars, that one very nervous because that was my first game, and it was very different. It was a scientific simulator, basically a rover simulator, and it was a simulator. Very niche, ultra niche. With Silica, I was a little bit more. How would I say it? I was a little bit more laid back, to a degree, just because it's it wasn't the first release I've done. Wasn't the first project that was mine that I released. So I was a little bit more, okay with it. And then it was also announced like 2-3 weeks beforehand, and the response was very positive. So I was actually looking forward to the release. But yes, true. To be fair, I was nervous about how it would be received in a sense, because I knew that the AI isn't perfect and a bunch of other stuff. But that's why it went into early access and not full release, right? So, I was nervous in that regard, of course. Yeah, I guess I was a little nervous. Yeah, that would be fair to say. How do I feel about the project? Well, I'll put it this way, right? There's a saying in kind of like game development. A game is never complete. It is merely released. And this is a very important point because it's kind of like more oriented towards creative arts, right? Which is, you're never happy with it. You never will be. You're always going to see flaws about it, The ultimate thing is whether everyone's happy, where everyone else is happy about it. Indicated by the reviews and so on. But that said, I mean, when I look at Silica now versus when it was released, yeah, I think it's going good. Slower than I had hoped. There's of course a multitude of reasons for that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's headed in a good direction. There are a few kind of like surprises that I'm looking forward to, kind of like next year, to kind of like put into the game and announce and whatnot, and see the the reaction of all you guys, and so on. So in that regard, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And overall, my developer career, well, that's a complex one. Yeah, game development has changed from when I started in game development and now. And the main difference is it's just incredibly easy to release a game, and I don't think that's a good thing. I'll be perfectly honest, it's not a good thing. It's really there's complaints about AAA games reducing their quality. That is a direct result of it being way too easy to release a game, right? If you look at Google Play, and of course, on the other hand, it's fantastic. Everyone can release a game. Everyone can make a game. That is really nice. However, the flood. It's really difficult to kind of how would I say? The market becomes really watered down, right? It's really difficult to kind of stand out. So to stand out, instead of just focusing on making the game you want to make, you have to focus on, this more of the kind of the meta, you could say, around releasing the game. You have to focus on the marketing. You have to focus on or, you know, putting in certain features which are going to make people laugh and meme the game, which I avoided with Silica. You know, when a game has a lot of meme features, it becomes a hit. Not as a rule, of course, but it can, yeah. And there are certain games which have done that and have seen great popularity. But the reality is, in like I think 2009, when I entered the games industry, you know, there was I think 2,000-3,000 games being released per year. It's up to I think 17,000 this year. You know, it's a ridiculous number. Yeah. Actually, no, it was less than. You know what? I'm going to bring up those statistics because they're very, very relevant. And I know I'm going on a tangent, but it kind of is the harsh reality. Yeah? But I mean, who am I to complain? I mean, I'm making fucking games. Yeah, I can't cry. But nonetheless, it just makes my job harder. It just makes a thing. So and you know, so when people complain about AAA games just lowering in quality, they're forced to, just because of the market. That's the reality of it. It's become more expensive to make games, yet the prices have not changed. But at the same time, there are many, many more games to compete with for attention, for time, and whatnot. So it becomes really difficult to get your sales. You know, I mean, imagine if Half-Life 2 came out now, right? Well, I mean, we've seen a lot of fantastic games, and I don't mean specifically Half-Life 2 with the name Half-Life 2, but imagine if you had Half-Life 2 called, I don't know, Gordon's Odyssey, right? You don't know who it is, and so on. I don't think it would see even the 1/10 of the popularity it does, despite all the fantastic gameplay. Just purely because it would be very difficult to actually be seen in today's industry. You know, I've seen games which are ridiculously popular purely because of an IP, an existing IP. And I mean, to be honest, I understand it, right? The reality is, even me as a player, I mean, how many times I go to, like, you know, I want to go and I want to play something online, right? And most of that time, quite honestly, a lot of that time, like most of that time, it's Silica, right? Because there's a lot of stuff I want to test, I want to mess around with, blah, blah, blah. But when I don't, let's say Silica side, then I will literally go and I'll look through my Steam library, which I have, I don't know, 500-600 games. I don't even know how many I get. I don't care anymore. You know, I start going through them. I'm like, all right, what do I want to play? And with every additional thing I go through, I feel like playing less and less. In the end, either I just don't play anything, or I open up the editor, but that's a separate story, or I will literally go and load up Counter-Strike, just because I know exactly what I'm expecting. You know, and it's the same thing if you go into a restaurant and you have a menu with 5 dishes. You will choose one of those 5 dishes very happily. You will take your time to decide which one you want. When you see a menu which has 500 dishes, you're like, oh, for fuck's sake! All right, Kung Pao, right? For example, if it's an Asian restaurant or whatnot, you know, because you just know what it is, you know what to expect, and it's a psychological phenomenon which is very much the case in game stores. You know, it's just when there's too much of something, it's very difficult to choose. Ironically, you know, too much choice is a bad thing, basically. Like, in this kind of specifically in this regard. Released per year. So let's have a look.
We're on Crimson Peak. Let's go.
Holy cow! Holy shit! Oh, by month. All right, we don't want by month. By year. There we go. All right. So in 2009, when I started in the games industry, there was 379 games released. So I take back those 4,000. It was 1/10 of that, less than a tenth. So it was 379. This year, oh fuck me, right. Well, this year we're slated towards releasing 18,381. And just to clarify, why this is a problem is not like, okay, so you're not competing with 18,000, like let's say this year, you're not competing with 18,381 games. No, you are competing with 18,381 games plus everything that has been released before, right? And I mean, you know, it's like shut up, Dram, cry me a fucking river, right? But it's not about that. But it goes back to specifically your question, Lewis, which is you know, like what about the developer's career? I mean, there are many times, and I'm not gonna lie, many times where I just thought, fuck it, I'd rather join the army. It's just more, it's just, you know, very direct, very obvious in like what you need to do, you know. With game development, it's just, yeah, it's difficult to get hit, and it's difficult to kind of when you pour your heart into something, it's it can be really like one thing you really need to learn is to kind of separate yourself from the product, right? And it's very difficult to do because, you know, when you get bad feedback on the game, let's say, you know, I mean, I can easily throw, like, if someone says, "Oh, this game is shit, it's a pile of crap," man, whatever, I don't give a shit. But if someone says actual valid, harsh feedback, it stings. It stings. I mean, I'm just a person, right? And yeah, it's like a lot of times you think, all right, so all those fucking nights I spent, you know, being up till, let's say, 3, 4 a.m. and getting up 2, 3 hours later to just do it all again. And the people are like, this is a scam. This is for, like, you know, it's too expensive. You know, you're like, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Those times there are swear words in my head directed at that person, you know. But I mean, it's not their fault, right? It's just that's the market, right? It's you know. I mean, you don't go and you don't walk into a restaurant and look at a dish and think, you know, when you look at the price of a dish, you know, we're comparative beings. We're relative. We look at things at what things cost. If it costs me $200, let's say, I'm just going to throw, let's say, $10 to make a meal at home. I expect in a restaurant it to cost, let's say, 15. I don't expect it to cost 50, right? If I see it cost 50, the same thing I can make at home for $10, I'll feel it's a little bit of a rip-off. But what you don't take into account is that person that is serving you, the cook and all and everyone, they need to be paid too, right? And I'm not saying, of course, you guys. I'm just saying in general. So of course, you know, it goes to you know, wages and all this kind of stuff, and it becomes really complex, obviously. But you know, when you're used to restaurants, let's say, costing, I don't know, $15 a meal, let's say, you know, you walk into a restaurant, it's $50 a meal. You're like, why is this so expensive compared to the restaurant next door, which has it for half the price? You know, and that's kind of that's just how we work, right? So it's perfectly fine when someone says, oh, you know, the game, it should be cheaper because reason A, B, C, or D. Because, you know, let's say that other game is for the same price, and it's finished. You know, well, but it's not a really fair comparison because each game is completely different. You know, and you can say the same thing about a dish. You know, I mean, if you're buying a dish, or like if you're buying, let's say, I don't know, some chicken curry, right? Where does the chicken come from? You know, if you've got free range chicken, it's going to be more expensive, significantly more expensive. If the chicken is, you know, well, fed fat and tastes like shit because it's just, you know, in just a cage all its life, it's never seen light, then it's going to be very cheap, but inhumane, right? So it's like, but the dish, the cost of the dish, the same dish, is going to be like less than half the price, right? And so I'm not saying, of course, Silica, you know, but I don't mean it at that. But what I'm saying is, that's how you kind of compare things. When you go to a restaurant, you got to look at, you know, the quality of the food is less of a factor than the cost of the food. Unless you're going to, like, you know, a fine dining restaurant, then it's a different case, right? Then you expect quality and you expect to pay more. So it's all about expectation. You know, if I buy a game for $50, I expect it to be good. You know, despite $50 being less than you would spend in a restaurant, in a fine dining restaurant, for like just yourself, right? But this, you can't compare this kind of stuff, you know, obviously, you know. But what I wanted to say was, I went way off on a tangent. But long story short, developer, it always does. You know, like a development career, I mean, yeah, there have been many times I've thought, like, fuck this, it's just not worth it. It's just too much stress, you know, memory gets shorter, you know, and whatnot. It's like then there's the kind of times where you're like, oh, this is awesome. I'm so glad I did this. So it's a roller coaster. I guess just like with every job, to be perfectly honest. You know, it's a roller coaster. On the other hand, you know, I'm doing something I love. I can do it any time. I mean, look, here I am talking to you guys and at the same time developing the game. So, you know, I can't complain. holy shit. So where did I leave that? And just to continue your question, and what are you looking forward to in the next years? I'm looking forward to releasing Silica with all the features that I'm hoping to squeeze in. And yeah, see how it goes. You know, see how it goes. Mada, why is the algorithm considering going over the pillar faster than going around the pillar? Oh, that's very simple. The aliens, their current navigation grid is, imagine a piece of cloth and you just drop it on top of everything, right? And this is the problem with A-star pathfinding. It's a thing which when you get an A-star pathfinding result, sometimes there can be nonsense-looking things. From your perspective, it looks like nonsense, but when you have a look at how the algorithm actually works, it makes perfect sense. But from a human perspective, like, why the hell is it sometimes that they, like, let's say I'm going in, I tell the unit to move directly straight. Instead of going directly straight, they'll kind of like curve off a little bit to the left and then go to that direction. And you're like, what, are you looking for fruit? It's like, why are you curving to the left over there when you can just go straight? And the reason is because of the nav mesh, like I mentioned. You know, how you've got the different polygons. Each one of those polygons, like the triangles, is essentially a node. Right, so there's a distance calculated from each node to node, so it knows which are like for the heuristic, so it knows which ones where to go, essentially. Right, long story short, where to go. The problem is that distance can be a little bit misleading, because what can happen is you might have one really long triangle here, or two triangles, right? Two triangles which are wide. If you imagine the situation, I'm a unit, I'm looking forward, there are two triangles that go off to my right. That means two nodes, one here, that in front, and then there, from the perspective of the algorithm. Whereas here, it might be a really long triangle, and its middle is over here, it's one node, and the count of nodes doesn't matter, it's the distance. But the distance is calculated to the center of that node, and this is the disadvantage of the navigation graph pathfinding. So you'd kind of like calculate to there, being shorter than through those two, right? And so it's from an algorithmic perspective, it perfectly makes sense. It's just from a human perspective, you look at it like, why are you curving off to the side? And it's because that was just a shorter route, you know. So what you have to do with A-star or with any pathfinding thing, you have to post-process it. What that means is you'll go and you'll kind of like, okay, that was a little bit off to the left, so you can kind of like shift it across. And there's limitations to how much you can do this, or to what you can do with this. Namely, what you will do, you will limit it to the polygons, because you don't want to push it off into a region where there's no longer a navigation graph. It becomes very complex.
Oh my god, Dave, you point blanked them off the cliff.
Long story short, I don't want to distract too much. But basically, that's the problem with navigation graph. With the aliens and why they have a tendency of going up the things instead of around, is because if you imagine a cloth, then you drop it onto the world and it just kind of like droops into the dips. Then that distance, it is algorithmically shorter than around, and that's the problem of it, right? That's the problem with it. So what I need to do with the aliens, I need to make my own custom navigation graph where it's volumetric, right? It's 3D. It'll be generated from one point and just kind of like spread outwards. Kind of ray marching is the term used for this. And you ray march in 3D space and create nodes where you will actually calculate the proper distance, and then you can give those nodes what's it called, a greater cost if it involves going into height. Yeah, so because technically speaking, it can be faster going up the cliff than around it, but it's preferable to go around the cliff because you're less visible. So you'll give a bonus to those nodes which go to the sides rather than over the top. But that's why I haven't dealt with it yet, because it's a big complex task. And I mean, worst case it can be post 1.0, because you know it is such a large task that I don't think it's really worth it right now, to be perfectly honest. But these kind of things where it goes up and then down, that can be probably post-processed already now, where I will check the slope of the given node. If it's too high, I increase the cost significantly. So that way the AI will prefer to go around things rather than over the top. You know. So this is what I kind of have in mind for the existing navigation graph for the aliens. But I want to explore, if I get a chance, there's all breath that happens, to try the volumetric one, because it's not that complex. and then the aliens would be able to navigate, well, much better, right? If I did a cave with an overhang, a deep cave, the aliens would have problems moving around inside the cave when they get orders, because the navigation graph just covers over the top. But it's not really a problem because there's no map like that right now, right? But that is one of the limitations. Alright, where are we? Is it still yourself solely developing it? No. I have 8 people, in fact. So I have 3 of them stopped by, in fact, this evening. You know, you've got Michal Staniek. He's a former video artist, but he is a video artist, really good one, mind you. He stopped by, so he's working on some stuff. Don't want to talk about it right now. Cannot talk about it. Then there's David, designer. He joined the project recently as well. He did the intro mission, and he also is doing a bunch of other stuff right now. Again, stuff I don't want to talk about. Then there is Zippo, Philip. He's working on the UI overhaul, using Koji's designs. I'm not sure if you guys, like many of you in the community know the Koji, but I think he's this dude who made beautiful UI designs, and so those are being put into game right now. Then I have Wojtik. He did the Siege game mode, and Bren's Chasm. And he's a programmer. He's a really good programmer, so I'm a good friend of mine, and so it's a pleasure to be working with him. And yeah, so he's helping out with a lot of stuff. Yeah, he's right now he's working on, well, he's doing the personal resources, and right now he's doing the respawn menu, like respawn selection, awaken, respawn. Then there is Mr. Francois, so Bliatman. You know, he was doing designs and 3D modeling, and also a level. You know, what's it called? Crimson Peak, the one you're playing, was made by Bliatman. Then and then there's of course Springbok. Springbok is Stefano. He also is 3D artist, doing a really good job. He's also working on a map right now. Yeah, so that's that guy. And of course Dodad, he did the control system, and he's working on like some stuff around modding. But yeah, right now he's having a bit of time off. So yeah, so that I do have a lot of people kind of like, and there's also Karmok. He joined recently as well, and he's working on, well, something. I don't want to say, but you guys like it. You guys like it. So I mean, I do have help, but otherwise AI, units and this kind of stuff, all of this like networking. This is all stuff I have to sort myself still. Can you say hi to my wife for me? She just woke up. Hello, Corey Smith's wife. And good morning. I assume it's morning. Sounds like agile project management. Pretty much. You can work on something up to the detail you want. Yeah, pretty much. Now, I'm probably far behind this. What are your thoughts on that AI overlay that can stylize how the game looks? I think at the moment it's just video recordings after, but I see possibility of being live in the future. Ah, yes, I've seen it. I know exactly what you mean. The kind of like let's say the realistic re-render or reimagining, if you want to call it that, like AI re-render of a video footage, or like, you know, I don't know how real time it is, but if it becomes real time, then, well, the thing I wouldn't say, well, to a degree worried about, is that it becomes that games will stop, like you'll stop making kind of like realistic graphics, rather than you'll just be making shapes for the AI to recognize and just kind of like have at it, right? Because if you have it like a certain you know, algorithm, more like, you know, trained data set, then you could basically, well, I mean, I've seen for example realistic renders of DayZ, right? And it looks freaking good. Yeah, it looks like, I have to be honest, it looked like the lighting indoors, and apart from like the humans were a little bit strange, but otherwise lighting indoors and this kind of stuff was really impressive. Yeah. And again, I mean, you'd say, oh, that's amazing what it can do, but the reality is, this AI has been trained on scouring the internet, for things everyone have uploaded. So, I mean, we'll see if how the lawsuits go in the future regarding this, because of course it's not entirely legal. But because no one agreed to resell the data. Of course, a different story if like YouTube allowed it and whatnot. Not a legal thing here, so whatever. But otherwise, I mean, just from a purely technical perspective, it looks really impressive. And I mean, would I be happy with working with something like that? I mean, yes and no, right? I mean, to a degree, like what would be really cool is like it'd be just easier to do realistic 3D graphics. But then again, I mean, all these things, people lose jobs over it, and I'm never a fan of people losing jobs over it for one company to benefit significantly. So we'll see.
Harvester under attack.
Full Life 1. There are many hidden gems in gaming that are never noticed, unfortunately. Yeah, very true, Lewis. I barely play anymore, Silica, and sometimes a co-op with a friend. Yeah, I mean, I find myself playing less and less, just with the kids and stuff. It just when I sit to the PC in the evening, it's just Silica, development. So, you're competing for visibility, basically. Yeah, that's basically it, man. That's basically it. Can't beat the yearly 1 week Minecraft sessions. Yeah, fair enough. More difficult now, indeed. I think Silica is already being noticed very much. Oh yeah. I mean, it's gotten a decent amount of attention. We'll see what happens around release. Italy is such an immersion that I have not achieved in the game for a long time now. Thank you. It's very kind of you to say. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see ultimately. Like once it releases, whether it ends up like being profitable or not. I mean, that's just how it is, right? If it's not profitable, then you're forced to make decisions that are not really your choice. That's just how it is, man. I always knew that DRAM is a unit. All right. You mean how I meant the military? Yeah, it's entirely possible. I mean, to be honest, there was a time when I really wanted to go into the military. Back in Australia, I was like, I told my parents, yeah, I want to go into the Australian Australian Army. They're like, no, it's a bad idea. Da da da. To be honest, I don't know how that would have ended up because that was just before Afghanistan. So who the hell knows how that would have ended up? I would have ended up in Afghanistan. But I mean, some people here probably have been in Afghanistan, so full respect to them. I want something for Christmas. My wife is happy, thank you. Well, that's good. See, there you go. Merry Christmas. Happy wife, happy life. Alexander Thornton, wish people would get off the AI hype train in general, to be honest. Huge power consumption, anti-worker, anti-art nonsense in 90% of its current use cases. Yes, you are very right to a certain extent. The reality is no one's going to get off the hype train if it makes their life easier, right? If you compare it to, for example, vehicle construction, right, or production, those panels can be placed by people, but it's just much cheaper and, well, in a lot of cases, much more effective to be placing it by robots, and that just removed people from a lot of those roles and reduced their worth. It's, technological progress comes at a cost, and I mean, if there was one thing I could delete in the world, it would be social media, to be perfectly honest. But yes, it just would be better for everyone's well-being, to be perfectly honest. But that aside, there's always been progress. It's just that lately the progress has been so insane that, and I mean by lately I mean the past 100 years, okay, to be specific. We've never had that in society before, where basically an entire generation of workers or entire field becomes completely obsolete within a couple of years.
Our base is under attack.
we'll see where it goes. You know, I mean, the one thing which I would never have banked on, to be honest, in the past was that AI would be replacing creative individuals. You know, that's not something I would ever predicted, to be perfectly honest. You know, but here we are, and I honestly think it's a bad thing. I really do, because I mean, you know, will it like take money away from like good artists? No, it won't. Because I mean, with AI, you can generate a lot of things, but it's you'll never get something specifically unique or perfect to you, catered to your needs and whatnot, right? So it won't, because you'll always want like, you know, that high quality artist rendition and whatnot, right? The problem is that's the experts in the field. The seniors in the field, they'll still have their jobs. The mid-levels, that's where you're going to see a fall off. Some will kind of like push through, become seniors, others will lose the job and do something else. And the juniors, well, they're fucked, right? To be perfectly honest, like, that's a bad way of saying it, but what I mean by that is it makes their job so much harder. It makes it much more difficult to find a job in the field when someone's going to tell you, well, you're a junior, I can just replace you with generating, you know, concepts and whatnot through AI, right? And everyone has to, especially in the current like state of the industry, for example, just in the games industry, you know, why on earth would, like, if you try, I'm trying to kind of like say it, I mean, I personally am against it, but like, why on earth would you pay for a junior artist when you can render it for peanuts, or like, render it for peanuts, like you just have AI generate it for peanuts, right? You know, especially when you need to cut costs to kind of like stay afloat yourself, you know. So it's I guess I should be more positive, shouldn't I? Well, it's interesting. I'm not much of a fan of AI generated stuff myself for this reason. At the same time, from a technological perspective, it's incredibly impressive. So if I look at the positives, it's very impressive technology. Yeah. Yeah, I won't dive into the things. I don't want to be depressing. I don't want to be the depressing person here. So sorry about that. AI replacing creative is either corporate or one-person projects who don't have the money to pay people. Well, that depends. Yeah. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Eventually, these models are going to become very expensive. The only reason they aren't right now is due to VC investment. I'm not sure I agree with you, because the thing is, right now they're cheap because it's just, or better said, they've only become possible thanks to, well, the amount of generating power. You know, graphics cards. You know. Quantum computing plus AI will be a double-edged sword. Well, knowledge always are. Oh no, knowledge always is. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Could you make the Scorpion and Defiler just a tad bit faster? Scorpion, yes. Defiler, no. The Defiler is fine now. Like in the version you guys are playing, it's already much faster. I think so, isn't it? Is that right, Lycan? I think that's the version which has the increased Defiler speed.
Yes, it does, yes. Crease, Defiler. I think the Colossus is a little bit faster as well.
Yes. I just don't remember if it's in the build. That one. Change log. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm a naughty boy. I didn't do a change log update in the Discord. Well, yes, the Defiler is already faster. It shouldn't be any faster. If it was any faster, it would be ridiculous. It's a big unit. It's actually moving very fast right now. Its speed is 20. It is faster than most vehicles, so it doesn't need any speed increase. But the Scorpion, 100%, it needs a speed increase. Is it time to talk about tweaking unit values? No, definitely not. Unit value tweaking will come after AI. Because, I mean, you know, I delved into it a little bit. It opened up into a big shitstorm, and then people complaining about some things. Yeah, I will look into it as soon as AI tactics are implemented. But yeah. Make Goliath more tanky and fix the Colossus weak point. Well, the Goliath is more tanky right now, but yeah, I mean, look, these things. The thing is, I'll say this way, it's not that I don't want to, I will not dive into more balancing until I've done the AI overhaul. Purely because it's just, I always get kind of like distracted from the AI with doing balancing, and then you know, it doesn't fix the true problems, which is how the units act, you know. Imagine if the Goliath, when it's going towards your base, it started zigzagging a little bit. Not zigzagging like an idiot, but, you know, kind of like rolled and tried to use a little bit of cover. I'm pretty sure it'd be much more dangerous then, wouldn't it? Unless it's in an open field. But most importantly, the swarms don't act like swarms. They kind of like act like a line of units which go to your base. You know, and that's what I need to fix. They need to swarm together. They need to be in groups, you know, and stick as groups. Because that's what currently kills most units. It's that they just kind of like walk alone and you just like pop, 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 pop. So yeah. Air bomb caught in 4K. Oh, I missed it. Bloody hell. I think the Colossus weak point is broken at the moment. Really? Oh la la, I'll have to have a look at it then. I mean, a bug is a bug, of course. You know, if it's broken, that's very weird.
I felt like I was shooting the weak point and it was just not doing much damage till a little bit earlier. When it was actually charging its eye as well.
Was it with rockets or was it with like...
both machine gun and rockets.
Okay.
From the gunship.
Okay.
That's what I was using.
Alright, I'll have to have a look at it then. Something broke. Oh shit. Okay, you know what might have happened? It might be detecting the different collider. Whatever, I'll have a look at it. You balance stuff all the time. Yes, I did. I know, it was always when someone said, because I mean, I avoided it until someone kept pushing me with the fighter, and then I kind of went on a shitstorm with that one. So yeah, no balancing until AI, basically. Mind you, the AI is meant to be within the next month. Yeah, like I wanted to have it done by Christmas, but yeah, fuck me, right? Speed buff for Scorpions planned. The current problem is animating legs. Yeah, exactly. It's a relatively banal issue, but basically the animation will be like, and the whole thing will be moving fast and look ridiculous. So I need to increase just the speed of the legs, not of the entire body. The file just recently got a speed buff. Yes, exactly. Colossus is the only thing keeping aliens in the game though at the moment. So please fix after AI. Yeah, I mean, well, the aliens are suffering the most because of AI, right? I mean, you send a group of crabs, and sometimes they'll sometimes when they're getting shot at, they will not go and engage that stuff. Yeah, they won't use the limited intelligence they should have to their advantage, right? They just truly, literally, they will follow your orders in like a very strange way. So yeah, the aliens are really suffering because of AI, to be perfectly honest. And of course expansion, you know, and the human expansion is insane. I mean, if you play like a smaller match with humans versus aliens, and it's not someone who will build, let's say, 100 buildings like the human commander, right? And will play it kind of sort of as is intended, in the sense that you build around your HQ and you build a couple of buildings and whatnot. Then the gameplay is completely different compared to, you know, what it plays on Prime Battalion, because there you got the most capable commanders, where, you know, they will build, you know, structures all across the map, and there's nothing wrong with that. I should be limiting that, you know, because I need to set the rules for, you know, for the game to be better. So, and then that's why aliens. I mean, if you look at it now, right, on like the screen, yeah, you can like, not right now, but you know, just a moment ago, you could see the map. Yeah, there's, you know, the human structures are everywhere. That's not how they should work. You know, they shouldn't be swarming. You know, they shouldn't be spreading across the map. You know. Unit range increases also made attacking human bases over flat ground almost impossible, even with 3 times unit value. Ah, right, yeah. And that was another thing. Well, because, yes, well, generation you've made rather. It's not. I didn't change the detection range. The only thing I changed was engagement range. So what you said first was, well, correct basically. It was what they will consider a distance up to which they will fire upon. Right. I had that relatively conservative before. I increased it, and well, as part of the kind of like the changes that were happening there, and yeah. There was, I think there was multiple people which asked for it. But basically, it makes sense for the game, but at the same time, it kind of did reduce the balance, very much in favor of the humans. It's been jumping back and forth. This is the frustrating thing, right? I mean, you change a few things on the human side, or in general, and it just throws the balance in one direction. It's a very delicate balance. This is why I don't want to just go back into it for this specific reason. And humans should be more difficult to kill from an alien perspective. However, what's really important is that the humans shouldn't be spreading across the map so much, which means to effectively eliminate the humans, you will have to surround them. And this is kind of what you would expect to happen, right? I mean, if you have a flood of crabs, it shouldn't be just like, I don't know, 10 crabs go to your HQ and easily kill it. That should be difficult, very difficult. If they're just going literally just at your HQ, because the HQ should be defended. So this is kind of like, and balancing it now, I mean, I can balance it to infinitum. That's the reality. If I go and change some values now, someone else will complain about something else. Then you try and account for that. And then someone else will complain about something else, and it just becomes an infinite loop of just balancing and balancing and balancing and balancing, and you just waste development time rather than fix the true issues, and that's the AI. And also, there's another thing, and that's also like each map plays differently, right? And the maps themselves are not particularly balanced. Not like some of them are, but some of them are not. I'd say Crimson Peak is relatively balanced, but for example, the Maw, it tends to prefer aliens, or previously it did, very much so. And the Maw, well, you want every map to be balanced, right? But you'll have to balance it in different ways. So the Maw, for example, have to have less alien resources to ensure more of a fair fight against the humans than, for example, Crimson Peak. Because Crimson Peak has a lot of open flat ground, aliens will need a lot of resources. So there's a lot of these things. I like the position where humans are now, although some units need rebalancing, of course. Aliens need more lesser units to compensate. They drop like flies, and that's okay. Plays for fun for humans. Yes, very much so. And it's very unfun, though, to be one of those, one of the simple units that dies really quick. So, you want to charge a place, and you have, like, no one's going first, so you kind of go in there yourself. You're hoping to make a change, and you just get shot by the stray shot. And that will of course change once there's FPS commanding, because you'll be able to tell a bunch of AI units to go with you, and that's going to be much more fun as well. But again, that comes down to AI. Not to mention that AI units move slower than they should for some reason. They kind of, when they're completing their thing, like specifically the crabs, right? They kind of like move slower than they should actually be moving. Crabs gets killed so fast by the HQ. Yes, they do. Especially when they're grouped up, and that's because the heavy turrets, those are strong, and they should be strong. Attacking the HQ should not be easy, especially with crabs. I mean, you'd have to have a flood of them to really push through. Crimson Peak is also alien favored because it has more accessible biotics, and Colossi, right, can hide behind the circular mountain ranges. This is true. But I'm not so sure it's alien favored. There has a lot of open spaces that humans can find easy to shoot. I would love a mini jetpack for Scout. Ah yes, the jetpack. The jetpack question.
Oh no!
It never dies.
Here it is.
No
What about
jetpack
drop
before
pods, chat?
1.0.
Come on, what about drop pods?
Well, and then there's one more which always comes up, and I will not mention it. Also, weak point being broken exacerbates that. Yeah, fair enough. That one's a fair one. Looking forward to the 8-tier tech system extending the early game to make lesser unit battles more common early. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that as well, because early game is just gone within 5 minutes. You know. Drop pods, jetpacks, mechs. Drew, we have asked for jetpack, but Dram wants terrain to be an obstacle for humans. With that said, there was an idea not confirmed about infantry with jetpack and flamethrower. Yeah, that's the idea. I don't want to have jetpacks for all units. That's just, I mean, that was one of the most frustrating parts playing as aliens in Natural Selection 2, and that's in corridors. When humans got jetpacks there, they'd be just on the ceiling all the time. And it was just so difficult to get them with the alien. And sure, I wasn't a super high top skilled alien player, but you know, at the same time, I wasn't exactly the worst either. And it just meant for melee, when you got aliens mainly melee, it's only going to be fun for the person with the jetpack. It's not going to be fun for the aliens trying to jump up at them and leaping and leaping and leaping. It's just super frustrating. So that makes for extremely bad gameplay. So jetpacks are a big no-no, unless it's one like if it's let's say I don't know, like a jump pack, like it's a jetpack which is just for landing, sure, why not? Or just like, let's say even if it's a one-time use or more uses, whatever. So if you like jump down a cliff, fair enough, but definitely not up a cliff, just no. The only time that could make sense if it's a specific unit which has close range, right? That's why the flamethrower that was mentioned. So having a flamethrower infantry unit with a jetpack, that's a viable possibility, but definitely not before 1.0. There's just no time. Or better said, there's more important things to tackle. It's very so fun to have infantry combat.
I'm also going fast.
I assume you mean Crimson Peak, and I do love Crimson Peak. It's one of my favorite maps. What about grappling hooks? What about the bugger pult? Oh, the crabber pult, indeed. I hoped
the
people forgot about the fucking crabber pult. Right, crabber pult aside, because it's like the crabber pult is a joke, right? It's never ever going to be part of the base game as a real unit. It will be, I might, like, if I get time, there's more important things, but if I do get time, I'd like to put it as more of like a little joke, right? But never as part of a normal unit. It will never be a normal unit, because launching a crab is the most ridiculous thing that I could ever imagine. And a crab flying across the map is meme material, and it goes back to that argument, remember when I mentioned it before? Yeah. But yeah, like having a crab fly across the map looks so stupid. Yeah. But that aside, the grappling hook I would love, but that brings a ton of complexities. So not before 1.0.
What about the crappling hook? So you fling a crab and you use it as a rope. Tie a leash to a crab and throw it at a wall.
I am not going to even dignify that with a response.
You have a little pet crab on a leash going around, you just take it for a walk, innit?
Oh, Jesus
He climbs
Christ.
the wall, you climb the wall with him.
How about a group teleport with a big platform that can be its own structure in the build menu? Group teleport would only mean one thing, and that is exploits. So I'd be worried about that one. Well, not exploits, but just misuse. It'd be fun, only for the humans. I would like a drone for the scout. Trying to think of like one you can control just to look. Sure, why not? That sounds fun, but not before 1.0. It's just there's many more things which need to be done before then. Any mechanic planned to allow humans to paratroop from the dropship, or will always have to land to deploy. That's one where the kind of like the drop pack or jetpack, landing pack, whatever, makes sense, right? So you could kind of like jump out of a dropship, and when you're falling, just before the ground, it would automatically engage, or you engage it, whatever. It'd be like just slows you down enough to slow you down to 0, and then you kind of like land on your feet. That would be cool, right? I do admit that. The only problem is, if AI were to do that, it might happen that they kind of get dropped on top of a building where no one can ever rescue them, and it becomes a nightmare. And it would be my problem, because in the reviews it would be like, why can I drop, or like, why can AI be left on top of roofs and they can't get off there, and blah blah blah. So yeah, I have to find a solution for that. But that aside, for players, yeah, I think it makes sense. You know, it'd be fun, like just to do high altitude, low opening kind of deployment. Yeah, that'll be fun. But for AI, land to deploy, just for a multitude of reasons. You know, I would like a grapple gun for the marksman, but the same answer as with jetpacks. Yeah, you know, rappelling, like the grapple gun, like shooting up and pulling yourself up, or like climbing up. It would be interesting climbing up, but it would be more interesting to have a climbing mechanic. You know, where literally you'd have climbing and stuff. But oh god, that just opens a new can of worms. Not worth it. Rappelling down, that would be a lot of fun. I would really like that. Yeah, because that would make sense. But again, rope physics, multiple synchronization. You know. What else we got? Sardaukar hover belt, please. Ah, yes. Yeah. I mean, that would be fun to see. But it's basically the same thing as the kind of like landing pack. But like otherwise, Sardaukar hover belt to like hover up in air. Oh god, poor aliens. You know, poor aliens. Thornton for dropping from a dropship. Did I mention one time? Yeah, that's what I mentioned. Yes. Chronosphere. Golanx. What is that?
Chronosphere.
Will there be a skill or leveling system for both COM and FPS players, which also could be used for better matchmaking in the future?
So matchmaking, I had an epiphany and came up with a solution, and I will present that to you come the new year. Yeah, there's a certain time and place for everything, and it is definitely not now. So yes, there is something that I'm like cooking in the oven, so to speak, in this regard. But I'll confirm it next year. I just don't want to like at the start of sometime in the first quarter or two of next year. I just don't want to kind of like say anything about it at the moment. But otherwise, like a leveling system, it makes sense. Yeah, it just does. Like you want to have like your kind of something to work towards rather than just have, you know, play a match, off you go. You know, even Counter-Strike, despite it being a match-based system, you know, you have the kind of like a progression. You know. Infantry have grenades. Yes, that is another thing I thought about. And of course, you know, like items for infantry. I mean, I mentioned before, it'll be good to have these things. Oh, the reality is, infantry having grenades, they'd have to throw it very far to make a difference. You know, the only place where it would really make sense is if there's a dug-in crab and you want to throw it there, or you want to throw it under a vehicle. In which case, a sticky bomb would be more useful. You know, if you're close enough to throw a grenade, you're probably close enough to actually want to use a planted C4 on the side of a tank, for example. You know, so, but nonetheless, I mean, I can imagine some usable points of grenades, especially in close quarters with infantry, right? Against aliens, not so much because they're just too fast. They just jump and off they go. They're out of the grenade's range. But for infantry, that's a different story. Yeah, you can teleport a group of tanks. Oh wait, what's this? In CNC Red Alert series, they have a big teleporter as a super weapon, so it's late game and expensive with long cooldown. Fair enough. I guess it's worth considering once that makes sense to consider, but at the moment, definitely not something I can look into, and definitely not something I would promise. Yeah, you can teleport a group of tanks from one side of the map to the other. Funny thing was, you could also do it to alien tanks and teleport them into the sea. Fair enough, that's pretty cool. But yeah, teleporting from like mass teleporting, there's nothing inherently stopping it. It's just, it would need to be a balanced thing. And once you get into balancing things, I think we all know where balancing goes. Yeah, it can be, it's just an infinite pit of despair where, you know, you spend tons and tons of time and you think you're just making it better, but you don't make it better, not all the time. So balancing will come later. And these kind of things really tip balancing and are really difficult to test in terms of balancing. So later, definitely later. Later to consider, yeah. Maybe instead of grappling hook, it would be easy to implement a grenade that teleports the player wherever it lands. Easy to check against exploits and pathable terrain. Yes and no.
the thing is, like, a grenade being small, it can fall into a kind of like area, which is going to be very difficult to check whether a player, like, you know, to find a valid position for that. Sure, you can check, okay, it's in a bad position, you can't teleport there. They actually had exactly this in Unreal Tournament. It was, oh god, what was it? I forgot the name. Translocator. That was it. Translocator. You could kind of like shoot it and then use it to teleport. It was a lot of fun actually. But that was an Unreal Tournament. I am not sure it would make much sense here, being perfectly honest, because like throwing a grenade and then suddenly pop, off you are, off you go. It just kind of starts to feel like Valorant or something like that, which is not necessarily bad, but just not what I had in mind for Silica, to be perfectly honest. Behemoth have block move where it uses its butt to do less damage versus, say, a ray gun shot. I am not sure what you mean, Drew, but right now its butt is a weak point, so if it showed its butt, it would be killed relatively easily. But from what I understand, you want what you're proposing is for the Behemoth to not have a weak point on its butt, but instead that its butt could be kind of like a block or something like that. It's okay, Italian. Oh, we'll have picked out the exploitable terrain in the next few months, and Voitaman will have fixed it all. Well, yes and no, but you know how it is. Exploitable by what? And if you start making things that can use the terrain, you're making new exploits. But it really depends. Normal HE grenades and another as a shield grenade that would deploy an energy shield or to tank some shots at the cost of movement. Also, CF4 has been confirmed. Yes, these things, I wouldn't say confirmed. These are things that I would like to do, definitely. Like, not 100% confirmed, 100% it's going to be in. But these are things which make sense, yeah? Grenades, but like, I'm kind of like stepping back a little bit with the grenades, purely because when I think about when would be a realistic time to use them, what would you use them against? You know, if it's against vehicles, well, by the time you switch to a grenade, throw a grenade, and then move back, it's, you know, how far can you throw a grenade? Because in reality, throwing a grenade 20 meters is an impressive feat, you know? And 20 meters in this game is the length of 4 light armored cars. I mean, at that range, you're dead, you know? So it's, the grenades, that's what I realized when we talked about grenades, is like, it makes sense for close quarters. Not, you know, like having a grenade launcher is a different story, but a grenade launcher brings its own problems, right? But we'll, you know, get into that. Teleporting sticky grenades. That sounds like really bad fun for the aliens, to be perfectly honest. But it's an interesting idea. I'll definitely give it that. I'll definitely give it that. C4 makes the most sense in this case, of course, where you go up to a vehicle, plant that shit on the side, run away while it counts down, and then bang, right? Does a massive amount of damage. Because it forces you to go up to the vehicle and place it, and then move away from it again. You know, while of course someone else could come and deactivate it. You know, so it could be interesting. Yep, the little disc thingy. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Unreal Tournament, rest its soul. Could outposts have a door to be manned? What do you mean, Drew? Like that someone could like man the doors and like open it, close it themselves, or what do you mean? What do you mean? C4 on a hover bike and send it accelerating. Well, a C4 wouldn't be throwable; it'd be plantable for this specific reason. You know, I think manning turrets is planned.
Battlefield C4, where you just chuck it at something.
No, I don't want to do chucking it for exactly for that reason. It'd just be a bit silly. Outposts don't have weapons. They got removed. Yeah, they used to have weapons. I removed them because they were being exploited too much. And they were very cheap for what they were giving. But also because I didn't want them to be used that way. Like, turrets should be turrets, you know. But manning turrets I would like to do. It's just that there's certain things which I have to do with it which I don't want to deal with right now. So... the TP, a loadout menu, and an elevator though. Indeed. Cool. So I'm gonna dive back into the obstacle avoidance. Yes.
attack.
I wanted to go fast, but
Structure
that wasn't
lost.
possible.
This is painful.
Base is under attack. Harvester under attack.
Oh, 3 bombers with no air protection. That is a sad mode.
Ooh la la.
Structure lost. Harvester under attack. Our base is under attack.
Well, it is currently 20 past 10, aka 20 past 11 for the Drama Lamb.
Oh shit. Yes.
The time. Yes, yes, indeed. So, that being said, how has the work been tonight, Mr. Drama Lamb?
Well, I'd say going pretty good. Not finished, so I still have to continue on it. But otherwise, hopefully, I will get this working by the end of tonight. It would be a lovely thing.
Next build or New Year build?
No, I'm like if I manage to get it done tonight, then I'd push it into a build tomorrow.
Ooh, there you go.
A beta one.
Cool.
But if I don't manage to finish it, New Year, or maybe beta by the end of the week, but not in main.
Not in main.
Basically, the idea is if it gets into beta tomorrow, yes, still tomorrow. Tomorrow, like on Monday, then theoretically that should give enough time to get it tested and everything, so that it's available by the end of the week in main. If it's not in tomorrow morning, then it's realistically not a good idea to push it into main, and therefore it'll be in main next year.
Okay, cool. Well, there you go, guys. Ramalam's been at the helm, working away, as per usual.
Yes.
You realise how quiet the game is. I'm expecting music, but I can't hear it in the minutes because the round's not started. So, I will see you guys next week. Alien versus Alien. Sorry, Dram. next Sunday.
Abuse. This is abuse.
Technically, it's Alien versus Wildlife, but we're just gonna call it Alien versus Alien, yeah. If you guys want to get in on the action.
You know what you could do?
Yes.
I mean, if you wanted to keep things fair, you could, technically speaking, spawn aliens, like spawn a nest on let's say the Soul faction, and spawn a nest on the Wildlife faction, because none of those would have the AI that utilizes the resources and stuff. So, and then you delete the headquarters.
I must try this.
Actually, what you could do, you could probably start a 3-way, kill the aliens, basically immediately. So it leaves a 2-way against Sol and Centauri, and you spawn a Sol nest and a Centauri nest. And the AI wouldn't work with this, by the way, right? The commander AI. It would have to be humans versus, like, a human player versus, like, a player versus player in commander roles. But yeah, technically speaking, that should actually function correctly. The only thing that would be difficult to see is the resource points.
Right, so we won't be able to see will they be able to utilize biocache?
They'd be able to use it. Oh, yeah. They'd be able to use it. But they wouldn't be able to see it. Like on the map, you know.
Okay, so it needs to be a 3-way, does it?
Well, it doesn't need to, but it's just I'm thinking of, like, just to have 2 human factions so you can spawn their shit. Yeah.
Okay.
You could probably use the Wildlife faction, fair. But
just going to set AI to disable so it doesn't do anything while I'm doing my little tendrils, you know. Experimentation tendrils.
LD Minty Fresh. You need to fix the game-breaking bugs. That's what makes my friends swear off this game. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I'm not touching balance. Again, until I finish AI. Because that's ultimately the biggest game-breaking bug, the AI. Hello, I hope you guys are having a great time. Always love to watch Silica gameplay here. Nice to see you, Oblivion. And
So
thank
if I
you.
spawn a Centauri nest, where it's H... so technically I could delete the Centauri HQ after I put the nest down.
Yes, you can try it.
How do I delete its HQ?
Well, by destroying it.
There's no way of me just saying delete so-and-so ID?
No.
Right, okay. Okay, that's fine.
Well, wait, then again, you got a three-way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you can do... Nah, if you delete all buildings, it'll delete all buildings and someone will lose. No, you can't do that. So what you have to do, you have to just spawn a siege tank and just have at it.
Okay, let's test it quickly.
Of the same team, just take control of the siege tank and kill it.
Bomber would probably be faster with it? Bomber?
Star of Jacob. Hey, it's Jacob. We had some sick games. Hope you are well. Yeah, man. Good to see you, man.
Bomber should be
Yes,
faster.
I'm well. Just finishing off collision avoidance. Hopefully push that ASAP.
Right, will it eliminate... It didn't. Ah.
So you destroy the headquarters?
Yep, now I'm going to take control of Centauri's commander. Okay.
Can you construct? Yes.
Oh.
See, the worst thing is I've told you how to hack my game.
Oh no.
Dodgy bastard.
Oh no, what have you done, Drab? What have you done? I can make alien versus alien now. Oh no, it gets even worse. Three-way alien.
Oh, why did I say anything? Oh, fuck. But to be fair, you cannot see the biotics, right?
True. But I can now.
What? What have you done? What? Oh, you're using the cheats. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Structure complete.
But when I do host this, I'll be overhead camming it, so I will try and assist the teams in finding their biotic caches to start with, and then they'll have to go on their own way. I just want to see if the AI will react.
Remind me why I help you again.
Yes. Just yes. But spawning the Centauri infantry, that is true. That is very true. Wait, if they spawn off the nest, would it be a scout and not a crab?
Again?
So if they spawn off, say, the nest of Centauri, would they come in as a scout then?
Yes.
And they can't mind control crabs now.
Well, I mean, try it. Just switch to the team as infantry.
Centauri infantry. I like how these guys are flowing.
Yeah, scout. For the queen.
Oh, it works. It just works. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go Team Soul. Where's Soul to? First of all, actually, I'm going to take control of this. Get rid of this. Delete. 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 Leave the infantry there for now. Soul HQ. Why can I not see you? You're over there. So the AI commanders won't work.
Yeah, I mean, you can try. Let's see what it does. Do they build anything? They
I haven't
might.
turned them on just yet. I'm going to destroy this HQ.
Wait, shit, they actually might. Because... Oh, no, maybe not. They have to generate the new construction tree. No, it wouldn't work. I don't think so. Like, they'll build units, but they won't build new structures. Because they don't know how to achieve whatever unit they need. Maybe they did it. No, I don't think so. Try it. Just give it a try. Go on. Break my game. Well, it's not the first nor the last time. Isn't that right?
Indeed. Right, okay, so the quads are dead. And I'm going to delete that. Okay, so I'm now going to turn the AI on. Yeah, they're not building anything. Worm that fell through the ground.
What have I broken?
So if I just take control of Soul Commander, and then say I need to find the Baltics, there it is.
Structure complete.
So I've just put them on build as well, so they're able to just cheat stuff in. Then put assist.
Structure complete.
Let them reclaim control. Spawn as a scout. What are they producing? So it's producing units.
It'll produce units, yeah, but...
I've got build on though, it's not producing instantly. Wait, it's not building.
Wait, no, it won't produce units.
Yeah, so it's not producing.
Yeah, it's just not in the construction tree.
But the shrimp is working as intended. They are gathering material. Let's see if it deposits material. Come on, shrimp. They're nomming away. Nom 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 nom. Wait, but they've got nothing on their backs. They're just nomming away at the pull, but they're not actually getting anything. Oh, they are getting something, but they're just not showing it. Is it depositing? No, they're not depositing.
They're not depositing?
No, they're not.
Because they're empty.
But they were actually harvesting as well. So if I take 12 shrimp and harvest. Actually won't let me harvest. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, just a hot damn minute.
Your shrimp is full. Your shrimp is full.
So it's showing it's full, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's full. It's full. And if they go to the buy location, it does not deposit?
No, it doesn't deposit.
If you walk to it yourself, about there.
Yep. I'm gonna spawn a new shrimp.
It's definitely not because of shrimp. Give me a sec. It could actually be because just I didn't expect you to be doing what you're doing. So just give me a sec. Deposit point. Ugh. Why do you do these things, Mr. Lycan? Deposit point.
Yeah. Yeah, it won't deposit.
Deposit. Resource deposit point. Here we go. Alright, what do we got here?
Enemy approaching.
Alright. Alright.
Under attack.
It's a mining clause, of course. And over here. And deposit. Fuck. Shite. Alright, I see the problem. Yeah, you won't be able to.
No.
Because it tries to find the deposit, resource deposit. Wait, actually. Wait, before I say bullshit. Goes through structures. If it's different than a resource type. No, that should be fine. Okay. That should function. Oh, fuck. Where's the mining arms? Ugh. Look at this. I'm debugging for you.
I'm breaking your game.
Yeah,
You're like,
bugging.
I'll just assist. It's fine. Wait, is that bunker mine as well?
Resource holder, resource type. You know what? I'll see where the team resource is referenced. Because that's where usable resource.
Why is that shrimp in a Bolterian patch? Wait. Wait.
Unit ready.
What's the shrimp doing?
Alright, where it's just used. Mining clause. Story source.
Games had me on. There's a shrimp in a Bolterian patch full of resources. I was like, why is he in a Bolterian patch? Should you just be mining for me, yeah? No. It's having me on.
Alright. And we deposit it into the structure.
Oh my god, look at it. Look at the alien. Look at the crabs getting mauled by Defiler.
So it should function. Fucking hell. Yeah, I have to debug it, man. I'd have to find out exactly why it's not working.
Enemy unit destroyed. Enemy unit destroyed.
Well, if that's the case, then I could just give everyone a certain amount of resources to work with. And then they can just go at it with each other on Sol and Centauri.
Hmm. You can basically do that, yeah. Just have them not harvest and...
Enemy approaching.
Yeah, because the only other issue with having, say, wildlife is everyone can take command. So you can have multiple commanders on wildlife.
Ah, yes. That's true.
So there'll be a point where you can have like 10 commanders able to take control of any unit on the field.
Hmm.
Enemy structure destroyed. Enemy unit destroyed.
Goliath roly-poly and all over crabs. Okay. Well, that's the plan for next week, guys. We're gonna do some glorious infighting with the aliens. Did you say do human? Wait. I see what you mean. Yeah, God, imagine. Yeah, it actually could work, couldn't it? Just spawn in a nest for both Centauri and Sol, and then you have human alien versus human alien. Oh my god, that'd be insane. But losing the nest, would that then kick you out commander seat for humans side of the equation?
Unit under attack.
Well,
so there's only one way to find out.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Let's spawn in
You'd
a...
really like to break my game.
Let's go Centauri, infantry. Spawn in a Centauri HQ. And then we are going to blow up the nest and see if it kicks me out the seat. Puts me in the queen. It didn't.
It didn't kick out the queen?
It kicked out the queen, but it didn't it didn't like put me in the queen and kick me out commander.
Oh yeah. It doesn't do that for aliens either.
Okay.
If your queen dies, it's GG.
Yes, let me kill the queen. Wait, did I just despawn my bomber? Yes, I did. Whoops. That's okay. I will rectify that. Let's have a look. That's too slow. Well, it didn't. It didn't GG the Centauri side.
When you killed the queen?
Yep. It just eliminated the alien portion, so I'm still commanding. Even with
Wait, is there a HQ? Do you have a HQ?
I have a HQ, yeah. That's what I was testing.
Well, yeah. Well, if you have a HQ, you need to lose all major structures, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. So if I eliminate, well, I'm not going to eliminate the cache. Yeah, we already know that. Oh, nice one, Mr. Harvester. GG's. Of course. Dram's nightmare is in one frame right now.
Oh, fuck me dead. Ugh.
Glorious Harvester. So we already know that the shared pool of resources that the humans can mine can actually be used to be spent on alien units. So it's going to be a It's gonna be a weird scenario having human alien working together on both sides. Okay, cool. Cool. Right, I'm happy with that. Next week, ladies and jelly beans, we're gonna have some human and alien v human and alien. So, yes. I'm trying to hack my way in, but like it changed his password. I don't even know what I set the password is, to be honest with you, Golanx. Can you remember? Right, anyway guys, won't keep you any longer because it is getting late and it is almost midnight for the dram, and I'll only cause more stress by coming up with more things. I mean, we don't want that to happen. I'll find more things to break. But yeah guys, I'll see you next Sunday. Thank you very much for joining Jam. Yeah, Jam. Thank you
Jam.
Jam, yep, thank
Always
you very much for joining, Jam.
Always a pleasure.
And answering questions and explaining and, you know, doing you. Very much appreciated. But yeah, that being said, guys, I will see you next Sunday. We're gonna go nuts.
Good luck with next Sunday. I will not be here because my parents will fly in from Australia, so
yes,
I will be with them. But yes, come the new year, I will very happily hop on again. Hopefully, the AI will be better in that case.
Okay, no worries. Right, guys, see you next time. Peace out.
See you guys.